Well, then you can copy it.
I see you. I can't copy it if it's on your screen.
Well, hey, this is the way it goes. So it is unbelievable, but we're actually back on the air, Keith.
Right now?
We are. We are live.
Oh, you poor
and there are throngs of 2 people watching us right now.
Well, we are popular.
Hello, guys. Welcome to SkyTour LiveStream. We are back on the air. Tonight we're going to talk about the status of SkyTour LiveStream. It's all good, and the status of the Eastern and the Western observatories, and then we will be talking about anything else that Keith wants to talk about, because that's him up there.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about some non-space stuff tonight, people.
We will. I don't even know where we're going with this, so we're gonna have to really be careful. If Keith becomes a little bit too overbearing, just let me know, and I'll just can his butt. Okay.
Listen, I don't do stuff just to do stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I gotcha. So I'm going to say, hey, this is Marianne. Look who's here. Marianne's here. Renee Cruz, how are you? Hull is here. Amos Cardoza. Amos, you were the first one here.
Marianne Robb is back in the house at the SkyTour LiveStream.
Yes, she is.
Coming to you live
here
from YouTube.
Straight off of Saguaro Lake, where she was with her boat today. And Tim F. is here. What's going on?
Hello, Tim.
Yeah, and so everything is up and at 'em here. And this is sort of a test stream that'll last a while. Keith and I have some fun, as you know. But I also have some live video for you and live things to show you, so I'm going to be doing that as well. So you might wonder, what's the status of SkyTour LiveStream? Well, if you want to see it, I'm going to show you right now. This here that I'm about to show you, this is a live photo right now in the desert. This is the observatory right out here. There it is. Okay, and this is a live view right now. You'll notice the time is 18:56:51, 6:56:51 Arizona time. And there it is out in the desert. It is ready to accept the brand new and completely reimagined unit that we're bringing, and it's really a phenomenal change.
And if you look to the bottom of the screen, you can see the explosive barrels there in case you decide you want to try to trespass.
That is correct too. That's these barrels down here. No, but this is pretty cool. So this is a really neat location, built on a 5-acre area here. This whole cleared area that you see out there is about 5 acres, and this is a building that can hold several telescopes. The one that we're putting in is actually a wide field telescope. So it's going to be able to, you're going to be able to see a much wider view. And in fact, the view field is going to be 2.5 degrees by about 1.5 degrees. And maybe at some point we are going to put in a telescope that can actually do the narrow field of view like we have had. And that's down the line, but boy, oh boy, we're going to have enough fun with the Milky Way.
By the way, anybody else watching, that in the foreground is called a cactus.
Yeah, that's correct. That's a saguaro cactus. And you'll notice at the top, there are these little flowers. Okay, these flower once in a while. And the other day, these were fully flowered.
Easy there, COVID.
And now it's over. So, that's right. So yeah, so Keith and I are here tonight to try and just share with you our insights on a whole bunch of things that you may or may not care about.
Probably most likely don't. But
I certainly don't.
We're here.
Yes. So yeah, and Bobby Burgess is here, and Daisy and Zoe Amethyst. Hi guys.
Bobby Burgess. Is it Burgess or Burgess?
I think it's Burgess.
Burgess.
I think so. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Greg O'Brien, good to see you. Yeah. Oh, that's Keith from P&K Space Imaging up there, Bobby.
Yeah, you usually don't see my face. I decided to come out of hiding for my once a year,
Yes, he comes out of a hiatus to actually be visible.
I'm like the groundhog. I come out once a year and predict what kind of sound you're going to hear for the rest of the night.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
And there it is.
Yeah, how it is with Keith. That's always the case, A lot of fun.
By the way, we'll be on later this week on P&K at the end of the week.
Notice you said that. That's a promise.
We'll try to get there, weather permitting. See if we can't do at least one this month.
Yeah,
no promises.
I agree.
We're gonna try.
That's probably a good idea. Yeah. So I thought I would share with you also some imagery from the actual visit to Arizona that we did last month.
Wait, how long were you out there last?
About
2 weeks?
3 weeks, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And we got a lot done.
Did you borrow Marianne's car again?
Yes, I did.
She actually let you?
Yes, she did.
You know what? You're not special. Let me tell you how not special you are. Because she said to me that I could take that car out if I wanted to, too.
I think that's all good because she trusts you because I told her you were trustworthy. That's why she said.
Well, I mean, I am. It helps that I'm pretty, but I mean, still.
Pretty ugly.
Hey, simmer down there. My Lord.
Have a lot of fun.
I feel attacked right now.
Stop.
Oh my God.
You're just fine. Like don't worry about it. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so everything is cool. Just to give you an idea, this, I'll show you this too. This is...
That's wood.
That is... Yes, and what's going on now?
Oh, let me guess.
Yes.
This is a picture of wood, some cross beams, and
Yes.
there's little wheels on the edge. So this tells me that we're looking at the roof of the observatory that's easily able to roll and slide off.
And what's that?
That looks like one of your colleagues got unplugged.
That's right. It's a robotic gentleman who got unplugged. This is actually putting.
Is that you?
Yes.
Are you about to get smacked in the face by a cord?
Actually, that was right in the process of me just about getting hit in the face with that cord that snapped out. But it's okay.
See, right there is what a professional looks like, people.
Oh no, it's not quite what it looks like. I mean, there's more to it than that.
Yeah.
But this is actually a pretty good. This was installing the telescope. This is just before the telescope went absolutely haywire, and I had to shut it off. I tried multiple times to get it to work. Hey there, Amal.
It wasn't me.
Marianne says it was 3 weeks.
It wasn't me.
No.
Why your telescope? Because you know what? When I picked that thing up from you, I backed that van into a garage storage, and that's where it sat.
Oh no, I have no problem. I don't think it was you. Because what was wrong with it was something that couldn't happen during shipping.
It was not me.
A bigger glass jar would actually do, like a big vase.
Don't tempt me.
You got a big vase?
Don't tempt me, Dan Antonio.
Get a big vase. Have a big glass vase. Don't talk through the paper tube. Just use the big glass vase.
No, I talk through the tube into the jar.
You could also use a fish bowl.
Because it's pretty epic.
No. Just talk into the face of it.
Into the what?
Just put it up to your.
It doesn't
face.
have a face, Mark. It's an inanimate object.
What is it? Let me see what it is. Is it a face?
It won't show up because it's clear.
Is it a fish?
If I put it up, it's just like looking straight through it.
Is it a fish bowl?
I like my paper towel.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well.
See, Marianne said I was very gentle. Giggity.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that was probably true. So here's the telescope. When I initially set it up, you can see the remote closure. That's the remote closing thing. And it closes both apertures. However, after it went haywire, that was a huge problem. So I brought the telescope all the way to Tucson, which is about 150 miles south of where this is. Drove it down there with, was it Tara or Marianne or both? I think it might have been, it was one of the two.
Yes.
And they could fix this telescope. And the alternative was that Meade was going to have to fix this telescope. And when they fixed that telescope, it was going to take 6 to 8 weeks to get it, if they could even do it. And to ship it to Mexico to get repaired was what I was facing. for $225 each way.
Why did it have to go to Mexico? Is that where meat is?
That's now where their repair facility is.
Wow.
So I've decided I'm no longer going to buy Meade telescopes anymore. There's ways around all these things to do the things that we want to do. Hey there, Katie Q. And weird guy, how you doing?
Other weird guy.
Yeah.
Hello, Tara.
Is she here?
I don't know. Marianne said Tara, so.
Oh, it was Tara. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Maybe she was answering the question.
Yeah, it was. The nice thing is, now what I got now, however, is what's coming back does not look like this anymore. This whole end here, this gives you a good idea how the telescope works. Light goes in through this blue glass, basically, hits the primary mirror, comes up and hits another mirror that's right behind this end, and goes back down through a hole in the central mirror, and then that goes out to your eye, to an eyepiece at the back of the telescope. That's where the camera is. Well, that's no longer going to happen now. What we're going to do is the light's going to go down, hit that main mirror, and it's going to come up here, and instead of a mirror, there's going to be a big lens here that comes out, and the camera's going to be on the end of this. It's going to be sticking right out off the end of that telescope. And that camera is a dedicated camera for astronomy. I'm not going to use a DSLR camera like a Sony A7S II anymore. That we're going to use here.
The official term for it is called a telenipple.
Telenipple.
Yes. That's what happens that's what it's called when you transfer it into a camera there instead of the bounce mirror. It's a telenipple.
Actually, it's called Hyperstar.
It's actually nipple. It's French.
That's right. It's pissant. It's French.
It's a telenipple.
Yes. Telenipple. Yes. So that telescope is got a facelift coming. They cleaned all the optics as well. And that beautiful view that it gives us is actually going to be enhanced by, are you ready for this? 25 times. The telescope is going to be 25 times more effective. And so it's going to be beautiful. We're going to be able to image things out there that are just astonishing.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. I really am,
Oh, I bet.
And that's this again.
Yeah, why does it come in so zoomed?
I don't know.
It's like, here, look at this face and this weird audio plug.
No. So this is with the roof closed in there.
With the what closed?
The roof. Roof?
The what?
I want to say roof or rough. What do you want me to say? The top.
Say it like it's spelled. That's how you're supposed to. Don't be
roof.
a dumpy.
Yeah, it's a roof. So here I have, I was in the process of doing all the cable management runs, and these wires here go off to the computers. The only problem is, once it started going haywire, I couldn't trust it, and so I had to take it all down. This all had to come apart and go right back in the packing case. Boy, that was a real disappointment. We would have been live by now if this didn't happen. But guess what? Because of that, I call it a fortuitous failure. Because of that fortuitous failure, we've got what amounts to a true large-scale observatory instrument that we're going to have at our disposal now.
If anything, blame Oklahoma.
We can blame Oklahoma, and I'll even throw Nebraska in the mix, too.
Well, no, Oklahoma roads.
That's where it was bumpiest?
Yeah. When you have to go around Oklahoma City, you have to take that.
And
they make you pay for it. It's like, here, pay 75 cents every 2 miles to get your kidneys punched all the way down this road.
Yeah, that's
true.
I know, that's what it was like. I know.
Every minute you hit a bump, and it's just like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
Whoops.
Exactly. Yes, I get it. Now, one of the first things we had to do when we got here was we had to install the pier. Now, these are the guys that installed the pier for us. This guy here built the building and installed the pier. This is Jesse, and he has his helper guy here. And this was not just...
Poor guy. Helper guy.
Well, that's because I think his name's Ramon. The pier isn't sitting flat on the floor. It's actually elevated off the floor by about an inch. And it's on top of these special bolts so that we can actually adjust it to make it perfectly level. And so it took a little bit of time to get that straightened out.
That's me after driving through Oklahoma.
I see that. Yes. Randy. Yeah. So yeah, and so okay, Katie Q wants me to say root. Okay, root. You know, like the roots of a plant.
Root.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah, so so this is Jesse and Ramon putting in the pier. The pier weighed around 90 pounds, so it was actually, it has to be pretty heavy and substantial. Had it welded there, it's steel. I sent the drawings out, and I sent out the pieces actually that I had laser cut here, and then they took a tube, not Jesse, but the welders, took a tube and put it all together. You can see the computer just right there. So that was really effective and helpful. And then a foot, but actually it gives you a better idea. Okay, that it was actually, you can see how high it is.
Wow.
It's about 24
those are
inches
some
tall.
Big loops on those, how he tied those things.
I know, right?
Must be some long strings.
Yeah, I know.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as they work.
That's what you took away from this? Okay, yeah. So then this was a beautiful sunset over the top of the building. You can see that this is the roof of the building right here. The roof.
What?
This is the top of the building with the roof off, and I saw these beautiful rays. This is literally a nightly event out there. Whenever you see the sunset out there.
Yeah, oh, you mean when the sun goes down?
Yes.
I hate to tell you, Mark, that's a normal event pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
Just letting you know. Just in case you
know.
didn't know.
No.
Just
wait.
Gonna inform you. Hey, you learn something new every day. I get it.
This happens elsewhere?
Kinda. I mean. Wow, what happened, dude? Did you have to look at the camera when you did that?
Yeah, right, exactly, sure. Yeah, no. This where'd you go? How come you're not on the screen?
Huh?
Why are you not on the screen?
I'm engaging in extracurricular activities.
I'm seeing Randy Marsh after he's been beaten senseless.
I'll be back.
So then when you look at this, you know, you actually see this beautiful sunset. And when I say it's a nightly event, Keith, you know what I mean. The sunsets there are just absolutely stunning. Okay, give you an idea. The sunsets are just, I would say, beyond beautiful. And
is that year round, those sunsets, or is it kind of just a certain time of the year when you get really good?
Beautiful sunsets are year round there, even in the winter.
Like, because you know how, like, up here in the Northeast, it's like usually fall and spring usually have the really good sunrises.
That's right. But year round out there. I just, we were putting in some stuff in the building, and I just happened to look out, and I was like, where's my camera? Oh, yes, it's in my pocket. You know, this is just a cell phone shot. But look at it, just beautiful.
I don't know. Cell phone cams, man, they've come a long way.
They have. You get some beautiful 4K photos.
Right.
You know? And there's no processing on this at all. I mean, I could actually richen it up and make it look really special, but you know what? This is how it looked.
Yeah, nice beams coming across the sky.
Yeah. Those are called crepuscular rays. Yes.
Yeah, beams. I mean, they look great.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is when we saw the...
nice chest hair.
Unfortunately, we saw the... I'm trying to get this visible here. The controller was acting up, so I had to get into to look at the controller, and that just didn't work out. So this is, unfortunate that this was all set up ready to go, and then once we started to try and make it worthwhile, it didn't work. You know, and of course we had a little mascot there. Here she is. This is Maddie.
The brains of the operation.
Yeah, she's the brains of the operation. You can tell by the look that vacant look in her eyes that she's really just ready to start talking about stuff.
She looks like she was the one working on the controller.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Thanks, Gabe. So
Thanks,
yeah.
wherever you are.
So that's Maddie, our wonderful mascot out there. But just to give you an idea of some more of what it looked like out there, this is kind of a view of the whole scene. You can see here this this is actually to the right of the observatory. And when I was out there, Marianne was kind enough to let me use her trailer on the property, which she drove out there. I mean, this woman is a superwoman.
Well, yeah. Did you see what he did to her car last time? No wonder she drove it out there.
Yes. Okay.
My Lord.
Yeah. But and so it ended up being quite beautiful to stay in and wonderful. It really was a convenience. And, with the pandemic, I couldn't really, I didn't want to stay with the people who own the land because that wouldn't have been fair to them. So I decided to just stay in the trailer, and Marianne thought it was a good idea too, and it worked out well. It worked out very well. Yeah, and she writes in the chat here, it was actually a blessing that it happened. We would never have gotten the amazing new camera that's also coming with it. And I gotta mention Starizona, okay? Starizona is a astronomy place. It's a storefront. It's online. Starizona, run by Dean Koenig down in Tucson, is I'm very proud to have them be part of what we're doing now, because they are just outstanding people. When you call some of the big fancy New York photo places, right? You ask a question, and the guy you're talking to just knows enough to get by. He doesn't know the details.
Talking like B&H and
yeah, I didn't want to
all
name
those
them,
guys.
but go right ahead.
Why not name them?
Nah, because but the bottom line is
they're mostly salespeople. I mean, they know what they're talking about when it comes to cameras, but when it comes to the astronomy side, and they get a little lost. You need an actual company that deals with that.
Astronomy is sort of it's an art, and to be able to do astronomical things, as Keith will tell you, and he knows.
Very true.
It is.
I mean, look at us. We have to ship our cameras all the way to Canada when something goes wrong with them.
Yeah.
You can't just ship them to a B&H or, and we got to ship them to the guy that built them.
Yeah. Oh, Daisy and Zoe, that's cool. I'm glad. Now see, Keith, look down in the chat, okay? Lane is going to be joining us.
Who?
So, Lane, okay?
Who's Lane?
Daisy and Zoe's. Is that your niece, Daisy and Zoe? I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm either talking to Daisy or Zoe. I don't know who. Okay? But Lane is a young person who is interested in astronomy. So you see, you now have to behave yourself. You understand that up there? You get it now? Don't make me push you off the screen.
Yes, I get it.
I will push you off the screen. I'm kidding.
Am I not always behaved?
You know what? You, in all honesty, and everybody knows this, Keith is probably one of the best friends you could have. He's a really good guy, and
sure.
I'll put him off the screen so he doesn't blush. There we go. So, yeah, but that's true.
Dimples.
Yes. So the truth is, okay. When we decided to go to Tucson, my heart was broken. I felt like it was a major setback. I thought I was facing 6 to 8 weeks if the folks in Tucson couldn't handle it at Starizona. I walked in, and I was greeted by professionalism from the get-go. They knew I was coming. I told them what I was doing. And there's one guy there, a guy named David, who absolutely understands everything about these Meade telescopes. And he was in fact trying to get he's trying to fix a Meade as I walked in. And
wait, so just real quick, they don't just work on Meades; they work on telescopes,
everything.
all brands.
Absolutely, and
okay. I was thinking they would if they knew what they were talking about with telescopes.
Yeah, they do, and that's the thing. When you go into, like I said, these big New York places, they just want to sell you a unit, and then you got to go to the manufacturer to get all the warranty stuff done or whatever. Well, these are authorized dealers, here at Starizona, so they can do a lot of the work for you. And the problem I had was I was 3 months out of my warranty for this telescope.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to hear it. Meade did not want to hear it.
Of course not. You want to know why? I'll tell you why. 'Cause if it was Celestron, they would have. And the only difference is that Meade is still going through their bankruptcy thing. That's why they didn't want to hear it.
Maybe, but there's also another problem.
No, guaranteed, because I have somebody that tried to even exercise their warranty, and they were having problems doing that because they were going through the bankruptcy reorganization.
I believe that, yeah. I believe that.
You know?
So, but
that was only on an 8-inch.
Yeah, well, this is a 10, and it was bought in December of 2019.
Right.
For this process.
So you had a 2-year warranty on it?
Yeah, that's right. Tara's here. Hi, Tara.
Tara's back at the SkyTour LiveStream here live on YouTube.
That's right. And in fact, if we can just bring this up one more time.
I think I have a ghost.
Let me show you. Let me show you this one more time here.
Catch whatever this is.
Now, this is the live view of the telescope out in the desert. And this is the building. Notice the door here. It says STLS over here. And there's an image on the door. Well, that's Tara's door that she created for SkyTour LiveStream. It is, this door is actually made of bottle caps. Okay, and she actually created this with bottle caps. And pardon the resolution of the camera. This, you know, it's a live view, so it's a huge screen, so it actually takes time to come in. But this is cool because the STLS, of course, SkyTour LiveStream, and then this is a notional view of the Orion Nebula, and it's just beautiful out there. It's just gorgeous looking at it. Yeah. And, of course, so the two power players for SkyTour LiveStream are actually in the chat, and that's Tara and Marianne.
Oh, speaking of power players, Marianne, do me a favor, because Mark didn't do this. He promised me he would when we started the stream. He never did it. Send the YouTube link to the stream to my Facebook.
She doesn't know how
send
to
me
do that.
the link over there so I can put it up on my screen over here, because he never sent it to me.
I don't know that she knows how to do that.
Oh, she knows how to do that.
Okay, very good. Okay, so that's that. So that's pretty cool. And you know, as far as this view, this is to the right of that view we just saw. All right, and let me see if I can bring us to something else. Yeah, and this was my home away from home at the moment when I was out there. Let me
Speaking of, what's the plan? Are you I mean, do you have an idea? Are you staying in Connecticut and going out there every once in a while? Or are you moving out there eventually? Like, what's the deal?
I'm going to be out there.
You're actually going to move out there.
I am, because you cannot go.
I kind of figured.
I have to.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
I just can't stay here.
Gotcha.
It hurts to stay here.
I mean, you're old, and you get
I'm old and decrepit. Yeah,
going.
Right. Yeah. Actually, you know what's really cool is this property also has a shooting range on it, which is really cool, and an earth berm shooting range. So it's actually really neat.
Yeah, you know what? Marianne was telling me about that. Something about a taser and Mark at sometime after dark.
Yeah.
And there's Carol. Hello, Carol.
Carl. Hello there, Carol. Nice to hear you.
Is it Carol, Carl, Carly?
Carol.
Carl.
I think Carol is going to be taking on some new duties with KGRA, from what I understand. Carol, if you want to talk about it, you can. But we missed you so much, Carol. So yeah, this is the home away from home view. This is where I took care of everything out here in the building.
Where'd you get that thing at?
What, this thing? I told you, this is Marianne's.
I tell you what, Marianne's an MVP.
Right?
My Lord.
What I said, she's an MVP for SkyTour LiveStream in a million different ways. And this is
not only does she handle everything on the West Coast that you need, she gave you a camper to go out there. She promised me she'd tase you when I'm out there. I mean, this girl is an MVP.
No, we don't go there. I'll tell you one thing, though.
Well, no, I mean, you're not going to go there. I mean, we're going to go there. You're just supposed to pretend like you don't know what's coming.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Yes, and I scream like a little girl.
And then hopefully when that taser hits you, all we'll hear is...
You're going to hear... No, so... Well, Marianne's official title with SkyTour LiveStream is Business Manager.
Yeah, well, it should be CEO.
Or Business Bangler, if you want.
Like, you're the owner. And Marianne's the CEO.
That's yeah, but she prefers the Business Manager. Yeah.
Okay, so she's the CEO BM.
She's the BM, huh?
Okay, no problem, Marianne. I'll figure it out. I mean, eventually Mark will.
Eventually, I will
the
send
link.
you the link. Yeah. Now we're looking end on here. Now, right here, this little tiny thing right there, which I'm gonna zoom into and show you. That you see right there, that's the all sky cam. I've got it on the end of the telescope, the roof run.
No. Try again.
Okay.
Job interview talk here. Come on. You can do it.
It's on the end of the telescope roof run.
Damn, you're good.
And so you can actually see.
See that, people? You can train monkeys.
Oh,
How did you see? Yeah, made that ugly comment earlier, didn't you? How's that payback?
Okay, that's
Ooh,
all right.
it burns,
That's
doesn't
fine.
it, Mr.
Yeah,
Hot
no,
Chico?
it actually feels good. So there it is.
Feels great.
And so we actually that's what is responsible for the absolutely stunning all sky, images that we get with the camera that you see here. And I can show you some of those images.
What is that? A picnic table?
Actually, that is a little
Like a foldable
little portable aluminum picnic table. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you're seeing it on.
I mean, it's a little high to eat, maybe on a little bit of an angle.
No, yeah, but when the roof is open, you can sit under it, and it's nice shade. It's really
Carol
nice.
could do it too. Carol, you can send me the link on Facebook through the YouTube stream for this.
Yeah, because apparently I'm not getting anything done here. All right, this is a better view. This is a better view of the door that Tara made right here. There you go. And you can actually see the bottle caps quite clearly.
Hey, can I add some art to that when I'm out there?
No, you cannot, because that
not?
would be an insult to Tara. This is Tara's artwork.
No, I want to do the other side.
Oh, yeah, but I don't know what you might do with.
You do know I'm a spray paint artist, right?
I don't want graffiti on this.
No.
I don't want it tagged. No
An
tagging.
actual spray paint artist, like on canvas.
I've never seen a single example of that.
I'll send you some pictures, and you can judge
some.
from there.
Okay.
It takes a little bit of time, but especially for something that big, like for the side. But we can definitely do something with the other side there, especially if I had Tara's help. I bet you she'd be into that.
Yeah, I mean, I've done spray paint art as well. There's a lot of really cool things with masks and so forth, frisket that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Really kind of cool.
Right.
Yeah. But there's Tara's Orion Nebula, made of bottle caps. The blue ones are Bud Lights. The orange ones are some type of orange soda, obviously. And I forget what the black ones are, the dark blue ones and the light blue ones, and the red ones. I don't know. Tara remembers. But she's been collecting those for many, many years and had no use for them.
I was going to say that was a hell of a weekend.
A hell of a weekend, that's right. And this was all in one day.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's really cool. Let's see now. Let me go and let's grab some more here. There is another pretty shot. It's just pretty. A lot of really cool shots. Okay, like this one. All right, this is a really nice sunset shot. Sun was setting behind me, obviously, and this is the mountain out there that's in the distance on the property, and this is just really beautiful.
Something tells me your shadow's a little distorted there.
No, my legs are in fact 27 feet long. And then there's
somebody have a little bit of a height complex, huh?
Oh.
Trying to manipulate the shadow.
No.
Look, it took Charles. Okay, Charles sent me the link.
Oh,
Thanks,
Charles
Charles. At
did.
least
Thanks,
somebody's listening
Charles.
to me tonight.
That was very good of you, Charles. Thank you.
Damn
Charles Marl's here. Hey, Charles is here.
Thanks, Charles.
I missed that. Actually, Genghis is here. Hey, Genghis, how you doing, man? Good to see you. And Charles is here as well. Charles Smar.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Yeah. See, look, now I got it.
All right.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Who's that?
Very
Who's
cool.
that? Who's that pretty guy you're talking to that's above you in the stream?
I have no idea. It's some interloper.
Looks like a homeless guy.
Yeah, sure does. Okay, and here is a special room in the business manager's house, which is just loaded with SkyTour LiveStream photos. She has actually made this a very interesting set up in there. So there's like a little astronomy cafe inside her home, in which you can sit down and enjoy a drink or something to eat, and enjoy the beautiful imagery on the wall. And there's
That
a
house is
jukebox.
beautiful.
Isn't it though?
It
Marianne
is.
keeps a nice house.
I almost left there with a yak head.
Well, yeah, and I'm glad that you didn't, because she really didn't want to part with it.
See, I had a feeling about that.
And it wasn't yak.
I'm intuitive.
It wasn't a yak, you moron.
Well, I kind
It
of
was
think
an
the state
elk.
police through every state.
And she
I
has
had to go
since given
through
it to someone else who's also in
wouldn't
the chat.
appreciate-
So I think you better be nice.
me driving up the highway with that thing sticking out of the roof.
Yeah, right. I know what happened. It just charged me, and well, that's what's left.
They're like, oh my God, it's almost worse than that jerk that was driving through Yonkers, New York with a UFO in the back of his truck.
Yeah, well, that was the last time you visited here.
Yeah, right?
Yep. Yeah. And the other thing too, there's an ever-present problem down there that we will have to face, and that is this one. Brush fires are common. There's brush fires going on right now in Arizona. This one was just to the east of Tucson as we're heading south. And you can see here's the main fire here, and then you've got the white smoke trailing off behind with ash-laden smoke.
Do you think they would let us build a moat?
A moat around the... well, actually, the land around the observatory is totally cleared for this very reason. And the walls and the roof of the observatory are
the
made
what?
of metal.
The what's made of metal?
The walls.
And?
Roof.
There you go.
The walls and the roof are made of metal, so it's actually nice. It actually makes it so that there's no problems at all with fire. We can actually handle that.
Yeah, but how cool would a moat be?
Well, a
I'm not
moat
talking
would
about a
be
little
really
one.
cool
Let's do
until
like one like 15 feet wide and about 10 feet deep.
Yeah.
And have a drawbridge that you have to get in. That'd be awesome.
Until the one day you're trying to bring some equipment across and you mistake where the drawbridge is at midnight and fall into the moat.
Well, I mean, things happen, you know?
Yeah, right.
Is it worth it to have a moat? Probably.
I don't know. You know what? We don't need moats. You know why? Because we actually have something better than moats, to be honest. No, that's not what we have. That's not at all.
That fans the flames, if you will.
This is what we've got out there.
Cactus?
Yes, we've got.
Yeah, it looks like
we've got
offensive
cactus. And cactus out there. Okay, you see those spines? Don't back up. Boink! Ah! That's really painful. So that wouldn't be any fun. And then so it really is just a very nice sight. And the temperature is pretty warm out there, but you know something? It's worth it. It's worth every bit of the heat you endure out there. So I just really think it's a beautiful...
Oh, there, you're back.
Huh? What?
Like Skype totally froze for a good 30 seconds.
Well, that was Skype.
I hear
That
you
wasn't
now.
me. That was you.
That probably was me. I don't know why. I
froze
don't
for
have very
30
many
seconds.
windows open, but let's see here.
Yeah, check
Let
this
me
out.
take that off. Let me take that off. I'm not even running that much
Look at
computer
this.
stuff, truthfully.
Isn't this beautiful? Look at that beautiful cactus. And the thing is...
Is it a single cactus when it has like things coming off it, or is that what's considered a cacti?
No, cacti are multiple of these.
Yeah, but that is kind of multiple at the top.
No, that's one cactus. One main trunk is one trunk. This is a tree, a desert tree. And it's kind of a myth that they're loaded with water, so you just cut them and just start sucking out the water. That's not at all true.
Yeah, you might not want to stick your face up against that thing.
No, let's say you cut it out with all the spines and you just went to the meat of it. You're not going to find loads of water in there. That's a myth that people think. So they're actually pretty dry.
Yeah, I mean, being in the desert, you might think it might be a little dry.
Yeah, and when I mentioned that comment about backing up into a cactus, I did mention that because Tara here, who lives in obviously this area here, where the cactus are always prevalent, did indeed back up into a cactus not just a few days ago, I believe.
Ooh,
Yeah.
betcha that was a pain in the hiney.
Yeah, it sure was. Oh, yeah. Hey, Lane, Daisy, and Zoe Amethyst had called Lane over, and she's over. Hi, Lane. How are you? So good to see you, hear you. Well, look at your name. That's about it.
I don't think I've ever been stabbed by a cactus.
Well, you know what? Next time you go out there, ask someone where the nearest jumping cholla is, and then you kick it. That's really fun. I recommend it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Just make sure you have a pair of pliers handy. Don't ask why.
Okay.
You'll understand.
Oh. Gotcha. On it.
Yeah.
I mean, guys. I'm guessing because everybody says like they're all always portrayed in like movies and stuff as like really painful and stuff like that. But I never actually heard from somebody that actually had it like happen to them.
Well, I actually the first time I ever visited the desert, I saw this cholla. That's spelled Cholla, by the way. It looks like it's pronounced chala, but it's cholla.
Cholla, right next to quesadillas.
Yeah. And there was a round ball about that big on the ground, and it was full of spines. And I just sort of gently kicked it with my sneaker. And it didn't come off the end of my sneaker. So I shook my foot, and it didn't come off. So I used my other foot to step on it and pull the other one. And I had two sneakers now that were embedded with these barbed spines that curved back on themselves. And I got one of them out, and then I started to feel the other ones coming through the shoe. That's when I realized this was not a good thing to do. Do not kick the round little happy fun balls on the ground. These chollas are killers. And so I had to use a pair of pliers to pull them out of my sneakers back at the place, at the house. And
the needles stay like stuck to the actual cactus part like really well?
No, see, well, that's the thing. The cholla, the round ball of the cholla, they call it a jumping cholla for a reason. The reason is because those little round balls don't jump out at you, but they actually dislodge very easily from the main plant. Right? And when they do, the slightest touch, you brush against it just slightly, and these things grab onto you. And as you move, they rock, right? As you move and they rock along. And as they rock, they go deeper, 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 deeper. As they rock and move, they go deeper into your skin or into your shirt, into your clothes.
Okay, well, let's take the ones that like Tara backed into with her hiney. Like, do those? Okay, so she backs into it.
I think she just
realizes
kind of
it,
like a
she
prickly
pulls
pear
off
or something.
it. Do the needles then stay with her?
No. The needles on the regular cactus, like the one here, they stay on the cactus.
Okay, so you just hit it and then you come off of it. And
right,
they're not
it's
like
boink, and you come off.
They don't come off with you like a porcupine would.
No. That jumping chollas are the ones where, the entire round pod comes off when you rub into it.
Okay.
I saw this disturbing video on YouTube. This guy was standing in a bathing suit, nothing more, just a bathing suit, and he was dared to jump into a jumping cholla. And he did this because he's a moron. Okay? He jumps into it, and all of a sudden you hear, ah! He screams. It's like, well, duh. That was coming. I saw that one coming a mile away. And he was just bloodied up so wonderfully. I thought he deserved every bit of it. What a dumb jerk.
Well, yeah. You're going to do it on purpose.
Yeah. Hey, well, what's this typical East? What's that mean, Marianne? What are you talking about?
She must be talking about you because I'm a native Western United States person.
Well, I've been there so long that I'm starting to feel like I am, but I don't know that I am. Oh, she says no. The little needle stayed with me. Oh, okay.
See?
Yeah, okay. And
you know what? I'm just going to ask them about stuff out there for now on, Mark.
Well, okay, that wasn't wrong. Cactus like this one right here. You back into it, the needles don't come out. Okay, they don't leave the cactus. You back out, and you have holes in your body, but those.
Well,
needles
maybe
stay
it's like
there.
how deep they go. Like if they go deeper, maybe they do come out with you. Like, are they? I mean, have you ever actually tried just to pluck a needle off of a cactus to see how hard it is to do?
I've
really?
actually done that.
So it's pretty hard to do.
Absolutely hard to do for for the saguaro like this.
Right.
It's not a
so
saguaro.
Let's say if a
it's
cactus
a
is like
saguaro.
older, maybe half dead. Are they a little bit easier to come off, or?
I'm sure there's many different types. Okay, Anahata 77, how are you? Yeah, it's nice to see you too.
Anahana77, welcome back to the SkyTour LiveStream here on YouTube.
Yes, thank you for coming along. Yeah, so we had, it's really just a different, there's different types of cactus, obviously. The one that's the worst offender, I think, is the jumping cholla. But there are cactus, that don't have any spines. And
they're cowards.
They have no spine. You have no spine at all, Brian.
By the way, Charles, I don't know how we skipped one another either, but yeah, good. Yeah, I approved it on Facebook, by the way.
Okay.
None of your business, Mark, even though it's your streaming.
Sidebar. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that that people down there will agree that the jumping cholla is the worst cactus there is.
A jumping cholla.
But any cactus that you're attached to with your butt is the worst cactus there is. I can tell you that. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's the case. What's that high-pitched squealing there, Keith?
It's probably your brain.
Are you having a beauty moment? What's with this? Okay, come on.
It's not me. Wait, is it? Oh, yeah, it is. Hold on.
I thought so.
Wait. Is it going now?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that was I accidentally left a torture chamber on.
That's right.
Sorry.
And Carol, correct. It's a saguaro, not saguaro.
Is that like Saguaro pizza?
Not quite.
Or Qdoba?
Not quite.
I love Qdoba. Anybody ever been to a Qdoba? I think it's better than Chipotle. I really do.
Chipotle, yeah. I call it that too sometimes. I'll say, yeah, I want that Chipotle sauce. What?
It just seems so much fresher than Chipotle. You know what I mean? Like the stuff at Qdoba or Godoba or Quadoba, or I don't really care how you say it. Either way, it's delicious.
I got a wonderful panini the other day that was actually a panini that was a Southwest Chipotle panini. It was with chicken. It was really good.
Yeah.
Very good, yeah.
I had a panini. I think it was like it was smoked turkey. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And guess what? This little country store 1 mile from my house. You know what they have there?
Gasoline.
No.
Windshield washer fluid.
No, but good
Candy.
try. Good try. No, they actually have rattlesnake.
Rattlesnake.
They do. They have rattlesnake.
Doesn't snake taste like chicken?
No, it tastes like rattlesnake. It
says it has like the same kind of texture as like a chicken.
No, it has the same kind of texture as fish, but it actually has its own flavor. You can't say it tastes like chicken because then I'll just eat chicken. No,
True.
It actually has its own flavor and it's really good. It's funny, as I went to a big game dinner, which I never agree with. I think that's exploitation, blah blah blah. But my nephew was getting married and he had this big game dinner, and I went, to be his uncle, right? So I played his uncle. No, he's a good guy, and now he actually rescues animals for one of the nearby towns. He's actually an animal rescue guy, so it's pretty cool. And they had like this black bear chili, which I thought was disgusting. They had elk, which I thought was disgusting. Sorry, Marianne. I know you used to hunt them and eat them, and I just...
Dude, you know what I had recently that people find like that's actually good? I thought was gross. Lamb.
Oh, yeah, I can't eat lamb. It tastes like... It's like... Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they had deer venison, which I felt it wasn't good. Now, the guy, Kevin, that makes the stuff, he's an exquisite chef. He made these things as good as they could possibly taste for what they were. Right. And I have to say that I got to these 2 tins, and I took a little bit of this thing that was all squiggly like this in the tin. I took one little piece of it, tried that, and it's like, wow, that is so good. And I said, I'm going to have more of that. And then I went back, and I had more of that one, and then that second tin had this big, large, long thing in there, and I grabbed a piece of that. Okay, it looked like
Please tell me they were Rocky Mountain oysters.
They were not. Okay. And So when I tried that other one, I was like, wow, this is good too. I would say this one from the left tin is the best one that I've had, and the one from the right, I got to find out what this is. I went to Kevin. I said, Kevin, what is this? He says, well, you see the squiggly shape? You go, yeah, that emulates what it was when it was alive. And I went, is that,
Oh boy,
is that a snake? Snake? He goes, yep, that was a western diamondback rattlesnake. I went, huh? I ate a snake that eats rats and rodents?
Somebody said up in the chat, who was it though? Let me look back here real quick. Somebody said something about gator. I actually had alligator jerky, which actually wasn't bad.
Yes. Well, that was
because it was dried out and stuff. Because I'm more of a texture person. So when they had me try the lamb, I was like, oh my God, this tastes like boogers and regret. Like it was just gamey, like chewy, like almost like I almost felt like I could blow a bubble with it, like bubble gum.
What was this?
It was lamb.
Oh yeah, no.
And I was like, oh, yeah,
well,
why do people? And they eat it, and it's all like still bleeding and just. No.
Well, that left tin with that thing there, when I found this diamondback rattlesnake, the other tin that I told you about, that other tin,
Mountain Altoids.
That other tin was alligator tail.
Oh.
And it was absolutely amazing. You know, you think alligators live in muddy water, so it's going to taste like mud, like a pond trout would taste.
Yeah.
Not at all. It really was so good. I couldn't believe it. So my favorite meat, if I eat meat, which I don't really eat meat, makes me sick, but I can eat kind of the whiter meat, like a fish and like rattlesnake and alligator is white meat. And I can eat that, and it was really good. I can't eat steak.
He don't eat meat, but he sure like a bone. What was the name of that song?
I don't know. I never heard that song. Yeah, okay.
That's okay. Yeah, certain food. For me, I am a total texture person. Like even like steaks and stuff. Like I don't know, people find me weird because I like my stuff well done.
Yeah.
Like I don't like to look at something and just look at it and have the fear that I'm going to die of food poisoning. Like,
yeah, that's not
I don't like
thing.
somebody bringing me a steak that looks like they just hit it on the highway on the way in.
Yeah, no, I you're right. I can't do that.
But everybody says, "Oh, it tastes so much better." It's blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, but the fact that it's bleeding and probably was just walking around an hour ago is a little, disheartening.
Don't give it to me.
But you give me a burger and you cook it so it looks like a brick of charcoal, I'm good.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Here's another sunset. There's another sunset out at the observatory.
Oh, I should send you some of the sunset pictures I took out in Utah.
Oh, I bet you they're gorgeous, huh?
They're more than gorgeous.
Yeah.
They're fantabulous.
This is an unretouched photo, guys. This gives you an example. Now, for an astronomer, this type of sunset is not too exciting because it's got clouds, right? Yeah. But guess what? Those clouds all vanished at around an hour after sunset. And it was beautiful. And another...
How is Mary Ann not a moderator here? Like, why am I having to approve her post?
You shouldn't have to do that.
Right, exactly.
Huh. Because I don't like quail.
That's one of the key words, huh?
Yeah. No.
I don't think I've ever had... I had quail eggs. I think.
Did you?
Oh, and ostrich eggs. They're really good.
Ostrich eggs?
Yeah, like one ostrich egg is like 10 eggs.
Yeesh. That's pretty
They're like, hey, because I went to this restaurant and they were like ostrich egg omelet. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I didn't realize how big ostrich eggs were. Yeah. But the omelet was like $22. And I'm like, these better be the best eggs I ever had in my life. Well, here it turns out they only used 2 of them. Yeah. But the omelet was like 3 times the size of my face. It was huge.
That's funny.
And I'm like, how many eggs are in this? They said 2.
Face.
Wow. Now then I understood why, but then they also packed it full of like, it was some weird omelet. It had like chili on it and like, this weird kind of cheddar. Yeah. And it had like bacon and sausage, and it was just like, it was a car wreck of an omelet, but it was delicious. I mean, I have to give it to them.
Yeah.
But that's another thing. See, I can't eat runny eggs either. Like you give me runny yellow, I'm good. Mm-hmm. As soon as I see the snot balls on the side, I'm done.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
The eggy snot balls on the side. Sometimes there's some white. Nope, not gonna.
That's some white.
And then when we were up at Bill's, Eric just picking up that steak like right off of the styrofoam from the store and just start sucking on it.
Oh. No, that's disgusting.
I almost lost it. I did.
Can't do that.
I just was like, oh my Lord.
This is the Milky Way there.
Actually, stop talking. I'm gonna go refill my drinky poo.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you do that. But this is the Milky Way out there, and what's interesting about this shot is this is looking toward the west, and you'll notice that you have this area over here. It looks orange, like it's the sunset, right? Well, guess what? It's orange because the sunset actually just happened. And look at what you get for 30 seconds of a photo. This is Sagittarius. This is the Sagittarius star cloud here. And this is the dark nebula, that's this dark dust that's in the Sagittarius region. Look at that filamentary structure. This is 30 seconds right after sunset. Look at this. The Milky Way is visible right after sunset out there. That is astonishing. Okay, that photo, it looked like this to your eye, by the way. Actually, I could simulate what it looked like to your eye. Let me just do it this way here. Maybe this way. Maybe I'm just working on something here to try and simulate how it looked to your eye. Yeah, it's not. It's not. And this is not a good representative, but it looked a little bit slightly different than that. But when you take a picture of it, you get all this detail. So that is how it looks at sunset. The sun had just set, and you can see the Milky Way really strong. This is beautiful. A little heavy breathing there, buddy. You all right? You gonna live? You gonna live?
Talking to me?
Yeah. As you repair your hair. Is that a Lyle Lovett look?
Wait, hold on, wait.
There you go. That's the static electricity look.
Well, it's like, you can just like Einstein it real quick.
Oh yeah, I did the same.
Or you could just.
Yeah. I need a haircut, which you can't tell. But if I go like this, then it's gonna be like, hey Marty, we gotta go back to the future.
Oh yeah, you got that curly hair.
Oh yeah.
Can you grow an afro? You should.
No. I don't think I've ever tried actually to do that.
Oh, you know what I was going to ask you? Who was the guy on? I've seen him a lot on Ancient Aliens, but I also seen him a lot on programs you're on. That he has this really weird way of talking. He kind of talks like this, and it's really weird. Because I'm watching him, and he's like talking about Ancient Aliens. It's almost like an Owen Wilson kind of.
I don't know that guy.
He's like,
it's certainly not me.
I don't know when I go down to the Nazca lines, but he's like very slow. I'm gonna find his name. I'll tell you.
Okay, find his name because I don't know who he is.
He's a prominent guy.
Yeah, I don't know who he is. I don't know him.
But he talks really weird. It's not
nasally, kind of like with nasally.
Sakalako or whatever the heck his name is.
What?
It's hold on. Ancient Aliens. There we go. Let me see. Do they have the people involved with that production? Of course not. Why would they?
Why would they? Oh yeah.
All they care about is the aliens guy, George Sokolokolopolis.
Giorgio.
Yeah.
Giorgio Tsoukalos.
Ancient Aliens. Let me go to IMDb. I'm sure he'll be in there. Because you were never on Ancient Aliens, right?
Actually, not intentionally, but they sold licensed footage to them, and so I was without knowing.
David Childress. That's actually right, Genghis.
Oh, David Childress. Oh, I know him. I know David.
He has this really weird way of talking.
He's a good guy.
Well, I didn't say he wasn't. I'm just saying.
This is
have you ever listened to him talk?
Oh, sure.
He has this weird way about him.
Oh, he's just you're right. He has a different way. He has the weirding way.
David Childers, yes. Yep.
So this is a volcano in north of Flagstaff that I went to, courtesy of Marianne. She actually took me here.
That looks like the mountain I went over just to get to Marianne's house.
No, this is Sunset Crater. This is
when I was chatting with you all the way down that 12% grade.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I remember that. Yeah. You may remember this that I talked about this crater. This is Sunset Crater, volcanic crater, right? And it was north of Flagstaff.
Marianne, you can't go anywhere.
It's an older crater. Hasn't erupted for like 50,000 years. But the whole surrounding terrain is covered in many feet of ash, cinder ash, and it's really just a beautiful location, you know. And give you an example, this here, I have to download it from the server. Okay, just a second. I'll download the JPEG. That'll be faster. And this lava is many meters thick too. There's lava flows, and you can walk down in there because the lava will actually form these benches and stuff that comes down, and it freezes that way. If you guys want to see an active volcano right now, you can actually go look up on YouTube the live Iceland volcano. It's like a pet volcano, and everybody goes there to watch it erupt. The eruption is sort of on the wane right now, okay, but it's actually pretty cool to watch. So here is an example. This is the lava. Okay, that wall is around it's around 12 to 15 feet thick of lava, right? About 12 or 15 feet thick, and I'm we're down on the floor of it, the bottom. And this is actually the actual height of the lava that flowed out of that crater, much like the Iceland volcano. A similar lava too, very thick and viscous, slow moving. And then it cools to this point, you know. But man, it's a really wonderful place. I gotta show you too one of the images to give you an idea of the terrain. And this picture, I think, says it all. I'll bring it up. It actually shows you what the soil looks like there. Now, things grow there too, but it's actually pretty amazing to see how it looks. And here's an example. Right, this is not soil. This is cinders. They're about this big. Actually, I have a bag of them behind me. Actually, hold on. So now you can talk about me.
I'm just sending you some pictures of Devil's Tower that we took when we were out there. I can't find I think the Arizona ones are in a different file, but let's see here. So Tara, you better be hanging out if Mary Ann's leaving us. You got to be the representative. You can't leave me alone with him here.
What are you talking about? So this is
There's a couple of the Devil's Tower pics I took. They're on their way to you.
Okay, cool. I have a baggie full of this stuff. This is what was underfoot, and it has varying sizes from grain of sand to actual rocks this big. It's really amazing. But this is the cinder stuff that was coming out of the volcano and then like falling. If it hit you on the head, it would hurt. It would bloody your head, if not kill you.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Well, don't forget, when people look at these lava bombs flying through the air, you got to remember that's liquid rock flying around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
that's gonna hurt.
Pretty bad. That's right. So you sent me something. You said, let me go check it out.
Yeah, just a couple of the pictures.
Oh yeah,
I do have it.
I got a number of those too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let me get rid of this guy and let me open up yours. Yeah, that's Devil's Tower. Devil's Tower, be cool. Yeah, now what is Devil's Tower? When you look at Devil's Tower, okay, you have to understand this entire terrain up there, Okay, the soil, the trees you're sitting on, that wasn't the original elevation. The original elevation was up above that tower. And then this was all worn away. It was all worn away down the sides and everything until it came down to the level it's at now. But the rock in the center that made up this particular lava, okay, in this intrusion, this magmatic intrusion, as they're called, that was under the ground, never got to the surface, right? It was harder and didn't weather very much, but it does weather, and it's really interesting to see.
That picture right there is the one I like because it just shows you how out of place in that entire area that it is.
Yeah, and it's exactly true. I got a lot of pictures though of this that might be pretty helpful. Let me try to figure this out.
I'm trying to find the ones from.
Here we go.
I know I had to transfer them at some point from Monument Valley, but
yeah, Monument Valley was beautiful. I've seen that. I took some beautiful Milky Way shots at Devil's Tower too. But I'm going to show you this one right here. This is going to show you a little. Yeah, there's Devil's Tower, and what's interesting about Devil's Tower is this fluted look, which people say, the Native Americans said it was a tree stump, in their lore. That's actually basalt crystals, lava crystals. This isn't really basalt in the same way. It's a different type of chemical composition. But these giant columns, if you look, you can see like right here, there's a broken off column right there.
Mm-hmm.
And that fell.
I just sent you a close-up picture of that for you.
Okay.
Coming through to your Skype.
Okay. Yeah, I have a bunch of those. I'm going to show them too.
Good. Super close up.
Yeah. But this stuff falls down the slope and makes they break apart down here. And there's these gigantic hexagonal rocks that look like they don't belong there. But they do. And like Keith sent this one, you can see exactly that one right there. You can see the broken hexagonal crystal. And then it falls away. If you happen to be climbing the mountain at this point and it falls away with you on it, you're done. And people are climbing this all the time. Now, here's the thing. Because it eroded the top, started with the top and then came down to the bottom, you'll notice that the top up here looks very different than it does down here. This is all rough and eroded and weathered, and then it's less and less as it gets down. That's because this has been out and exposed the longest. Okay, the surface of the ground used to be up here, and then it was weathered to here and then to here, and it weathered from here to here over a long period of time, and then weathered from here to here in a fairly short period of time. And so you can see there's a division, a line. Now, what caused that? Well, remember we had glaciers, and there were glaciers in Wyoming at this area. So there's no doubt that when the glaciers retreated, they may have taken a lot of the soil with them, exposing this. This was an immovable object to a glacier. So it helped scour the area around it. And so that's why this is more weathered at the top here than it is down below. And we climbed up around here. We went all the way around. It's a beautiful place. If you get a chance to go to Devil's Tower, I would definitely go. I'd go again.
10-4.
Yeah, 10-4. Right? You were there. You know what it's like.
Mm-hmm.
So, and on the way into the Devil's Tower, there's a really cool field, and it just looks like a field. Nothing seems to be going on. Nothing out of sorts. Right?
Except for them prairie dogs.
Except for those prairie dogs, that's right. And then we have also these longhorn cattle just resting and lounging in front of Devil's Tower. I thought those were pretty cool, And then we have these prairie dogs, which are just awesome little guys. Okay, like this. Okay, this guy. It's like you almost want to hear him say Frank.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool.
They got screaming one on that video.
It's hilarious. It's like, hey. Yeah. And they're protected. You can't do anything to these guys, you know. And the thing is, they're a nuisance to farmers, so farmers tend to kill them.
Yep.
But you know, we don't. So they're just cool. And there's probably 1,000 or 2,000 in this particular colony. I would call it a prairie dog town, and it's on the way in to Devil's Tower. There's just so many of them here, you know.
Yeah, there's I mean, they were numerous.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, you know. And of course, then there's you know, I had my picture taken with
some weirdo making out with a moose.
Moose? What do you mean moose? That ain't a moose.
It's a funny looking dog.
That's an elk.
Oh.
Marianne knows that's an elk. See that, Marianne? That I took that for you.
Oh, Marianne done left. She had enough of you.
Hey, Papa Tom. What's that?
I said Marianne left. She had enough of you.
Are you serious? She did leave?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind this then.
Tara said she would stay to the end though because she's the West Coast representative.
Yeah, she's actually the creative director for SkyTour LiveStream. How about that? That's her title.
So you're saying COO?
I don't know. She's the creative director. I think is the title that we settled.
So Marianne's the CEO, Tara's the COO, I'm the CTO.
Well, I guess
and you're Mark.
And I'm the guy that can be fired at the drop of a hat.
I am the chief transportation officer.
A chief transportation. Oh, okay.
See?
Yep.
That's how I roll.
Now, you might be, but.
Oh, there's no might.
Okay.
There is.
Okay. Okay, I still don't see you anymore. You're gone. So I just see.
Oh,
Devil's
really?
Tower. Yeah.
Well, it shouldn't be.
Well, that's
Camera's
right.
on.
Oh well, it's not
You're just
showing.
blocking me with a picture of a.
How do I get you back then?
I'm not sure if you exactly want that.
No, I don't see you.
Well, I'm there.
Don't know where you went.
Turn my camera off again. And turn it back on again. And there it is.
Okay, I don't see it.
Maybe if you light up my camera thing and turn it on.
Where is your camera thing that I have to light up?
Probably in OBS somewhere.
I'm in OBS. This is OBS. Yes.
I'm there somewhere. I just need to be turned on.
I'm sure you are. I just don't see you.
Well.
Ah, well. So you've been. Okay.
See, there's me.
Okay, there you are.
Doi.
Yeah.
Okay, now my camera's on, so it should pop on. Hold on, let me try turning it off again.
Well, I just see. Yeah,
there we go. Now we're turning it back on again. Yeah, I don't know, Mark.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I don't know either. I'm on.
You've gone stealth. That's right.
I've gone stealth. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me figure this out.
Try turning that off and back on.
He's got a new toy.
It's not really private chat. It's just, see, yeah, he has my window, like the chat window up. So maybe if we close the chat window, like our private chat window right here, because that's what it's seeing right now.
Okay, if I
close
that.
There we go.
Then you're gone.
Then I should be up there somewhere.
But
because I see myself in the top right up here.
Yeah, I don't.
Next to you.
I don't see you in Skype anymore.
Spell I cup.
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see your video anymore.
That's weird.
If I saw your video, I would actually be able to put it up here. Your camera is not functioning the way you think it should.
It's on. I'm looking at myself in the top right of your screen, actually.
Yeah.
This whole Skype screen up on the right-hand side.
I'm seeing this, okay? I'm seeing
that's
the Randy
the
Marsh shot, okay? That's from Skype.
Let me turn this off.
That's from Skype.
Okay, I just turned off my camera. Wait, you're on SMS. Go to click Skype next to SMS. My God, people. All right. Nope.
And where are you?
See, it says go to call.
Let me do that. Ah, there we go.
All right, people. Who's the smart one in the bunch now? Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, while you're being so smart, let me tell everybody what this is on the right up here. Okay.
That's called
First of all, besides being a really pretty shot taken near sunset in Wyoming, you'll notice you're seeing the different colors. These different colors are different geologic eras in history. You've got this one, this one, this one, and then this one. And in each of these layers, okay, yeah, I know, I see you up there. Yeah, hello. Okay, in each of these layers, there are different fossils. So this is driving around where we are here. This is a major fossil bed area right here. It's just beautiful. And I just couldn't resist the photo because you saw this one lone little utility building out there in the middle of this beautiful image of this beautiful field. It's just stunning, you know. So Wyoming has its beauty all its own, which I think is just stunning. And so, but when people look at this, they see this little house and these cool colors. What they don't realize is they're actually looking at multiple different layers of geologic time. I have another drawing where I actually overlaid this with the actual era of geology that this corresponds to and how back. These down here are the farthest back in time. These are the most recent at the top. Okay, so Wyoming has stratified layers pretty well. Other areas have all these twisted areas, okay, and you can see that some areas get twisted on top of other areas, and those are actually older than the ones underneath because they got flipped over because of earthquakes and stuff. But it's just a beautiful, beautiful and amazing location. I would say if you ever had a chance, you should definitely go there. You know, Devil's Tower is beautiful. This is on the road on the way up. You know,
and drive there. Don't fly there.
I flew to Gillette, which is about 100 miles from Devil's Tower, and then drove to Devil's Tower.
That's the wussy way out. Drive from Connecticut to Wyoming.
No, thanks.
Oh, somebody got a little boy bladder? Is that what we're saying?
Mm-hmm. Oh, no.
Oh.
Okay, here you go. This is that drawing I was telling you about. Okay, this is the Hewlett sandstone layer at the top, and then we have the Stockade Beaver Shale down below that. Okay. And
that's a good one, Carol.
Yeah. Gypsum.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Oh, sedimental. That's cute, Carol. Yeah. So you can see.
I just think he's being ignoramus. Okay, that one didn't work too well.
What in the hell? No. Yeah, but this gives you the geologic time frame for that last photo. I managed to find it, which is good. Neat stuff, you know. And each time frame has its own sets of fossils, you know. And no, Keith did his own picture that way. I did not do that. Yeah. And then this photo I'm going to show you is one of the Milky Way over Devil's Tower itself.
I should get a string cheese. Do you like string cheese?
Yeah, you want to grab me one too?
Sure.
Go get.
Anybody else want one?
Now
I do. I like string cheese.
This photo is really interesting because I'm 6 miles from Devil's Tower at this point, and in this photo, of course, there's a plane going by, which you can see here. But here's the Sagittarius star cloud down here, and the Milky Way. But you see these lights? These lights are from Gillette, Wyoming, where I flew in. And at the current location I'm at in this photo, I'm almost 90 miles from Gillette. But there's no mountains between this photo and Gillette other than the Devil's Tower. So
thank you, Genghis. That's what I was trying to get at.
That's why we have this backlit tower here. It's just, that's the way that works.
Gillette, the best a man can get.
Igneous Aramus. Oh, that's a good one.
You remember that?
I don't. No.
That commercial?
No.
For razors?
What is it? Oh, Gillette.
Gillette.
Best. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. I do.
Remember Fraggle Rock?
I do. Never watched it. Didn't like it. Thought it was silly.
What?
Nah, couldn't watch
I
it.
think we just became enemies right now.
Okay.
You didn't like Fraggle Rock? Who doesn't like Fraggle Rock with them little pea people? What were they called?
Okay. Here is another shot of Devil's Tower, Keith. Did you get one like
they
this?
look like little peas.
Did you get this one? Look at this.
Yeah,
one.
I got better ones than that.
Okay.
It's competition.
Yeah, right. Like as if. So
I do. I have like really like gigantic pictures that you can really zoom in, like
Look
you
at
could
this.
see back in time.
This is one of those.
But this is a good one to show you how like actual big they are.
That's right. This shows you how big the flutes or each crystal is. They're anywhere from 8 to 12 feet across. And here's a climber going up. And here's a climber going up. He's standing on top of an area where one had broken out. You see that?
By the way, you are allowed to do this there. By the way,
You are. That's right.
they have a certain section that you're allowed to climb.
That's correct. That's correct. And it's really just an unbelievable location. And you know what's even neat is the roads. Even the roads are interesting in their own way. Okay, so I'll give you an idea. Okay, the highways, the speed limit was 80. Okay.
I know.
Yeah, I know, you know. And then
For those of us that actually drove there.
Yes, yes. But here's why it's 80. Look how that goes. It's going miles into the distance. Okay, it's just miles and miles and miles of this. So
Not it depends on which way you come, because we came off of, I want to say I-90, I-80
okay,
into Sundance, and that's a pretty windy road. But then once you get off at Sundance, I thought it was going to be like a lot of straight road like that, but actually it goes through some hills and stuff,
oh yeah,
like peaks and valleys. It's not really like it's nowhere near like Montana. Like Montana is just, you might as well kick back and take a snooze. Like if any state should have just all Teslas, it should be Montana,
yeah,
because that way you can just let your car drive and kick back and take a nap.
that's right.
Because there's nothing. That in Kansas. Oh, I could despise Kansas.
Yeah, people think Kansas is flat. It's not.
Well,
It's
I
got
mean,
all kinds of
technically,
rolling
if you were to
hills.
expand it, it is flatter than a pancake.
No, it's got a lot of rolling hills in it.
No. The science has been done. If you were to blow up a pancake,
Oh,
Kansas is actually flatter than a pancake.
like Sergeant Schultz, flat as a pancake. So yeah, so this is a beautiful tree on the climb up the Devil's Tower. You can see, I don't know what kind of tree it was, but it actually had been struck by lightning, and this is what was left behind. Really stunning. Everything's beautiful and just big out there. Just beautiful and big. It's just amazing.
Papa Tom, I've been to South Dakota, which is a little hilly. I don't think I can say I've been into North Dakota, though. I don't think. Like, Rushmore is South Dakota, right? Yeah.
Yes. Black Hills.
So, yeah, the Black Hills. Yeah, I can't say I've been in North Dakota. But I was all along that stretch up there. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
These are backlit grasses that were on one of the hikes near Devil's Tower.
Okay, now we're looking at grass. We got to stop. Listen.
No, and then
Let's go
Look
in.
at
Let's go
this.
into these triangle UFOs that we were talking about before we got on the air. Let's inform people right now, in case anybody is thinking about these triangle UFOs that were supposedly Mr. Corbell decided he wanted to, show. The
Yes.
only thing that was admitted is that the military was the one who filmed it. That's it. That's the only thing that was said.
And the problem with that is that I tried to reach Jeremy. We talk, here or there, and I try to tell him that this triangle UFO was actually an out of focus aircraft. And it was.
Let me guess. No response.
Well, no, I mean, I think that he had already committed to talking to Fox at that point, and he didn't. He went on. I just wish he didn't, because I think that
Here's the problem.
I don't know the agenda there. He has no bad agenda. He
I know.
he's
But
a
here's
good
the
guy.
thing.
He really
Now,
is.
when anything comes out UFO wise, and it has the name Jeremy Corbell attached to it, it's automatically making it skeptical. It's bad for ufology.
No, I mean he did this his nice take on Lazar. I thought was a very interesting approach he did with Nap.
Yeah, but there was no new information on that. It was all stuff that was already known. The only thing that you got out of that whole video was seeing Bob Lazar after 30 years. That's it. There was no new information. There was no new.
Don't underestimate that particular achievement. Bob
True,
Lazar
I know
has been
Bob's very
staying
private.
out of the limelight on purpose.
Which is why the video sold and was viewed, because people wanted to see Bob after all these years.
To his credit, he actually decided to go on camera again, and I thought that was pretty impressive.
But that's my fear. I don't have anything against Mr. Corbell himself. What I'm saying is he's getting to that area where stuff that he releases and makes a big deal about isn't actually anything. It's a big nothing burger, and that's ultimately causing harm because of his Bob Lazar thing. Now people are going to, like, as soon as you can debunk him with his secret, it's the same thing as the Blink-182 guy. As soon as you can debunk them, all of a sudden it's like their credibility goes in the toilet, regardless if that was their intention or not.
Well, think about this. When I saw the video of this green triangular thing, I said, well, it's out of focus, as is every other light in the image, which no one seemed to focus on, no pun intended. But everything else was triangular too, because the lights, the camera was not in focus. It was a night vision scope, a true night vision scope, and I said that triangular shape is the shape of the iris. When you stop it down, or the actual shape of the iris, it's going to have that triangular look, and that's exactly what it is. And I said that within 5 minutes of viewing it, and then I moved on. I didn't think it was going to become a big deal. And when it became a big deal, I was like, who let this become a big deal?
But listen, to anybody that has done this for a long time, you, me, anybody that knows this, what's the first word that comes to mind when you see something, a light shaped? Like when you're out of focus, or when you're near, or depending on what the iris is. What's the first word that comes to mind? The first thing you're going to look at, bokeh. That's the first thing you're going to look at.
You're talking about the actual shape.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're going to look at the iris. You're going to look at how it opens. You're going to look at the adjusting, and you can do this yourself. You can get
Yes, you
can cover your camera with a make any face and put something out of focus and light at the other end. You're going to get a smiley face. It's very simplistic to do, but it seems like nobody did their due diligence to do it.
That's right. If you close down your iris on any camera, you'll see the little leaflets. They form a shape as they get smaller. On most cameras, like a single lens reflex, DSLRs, regular cameras that have lenses you put on, it goes in a circular pattern. But the night vision scopes have a different iris setup sometimes, and they actually will have leaflets that will cause a triangular shape at certain points, and that's just their design. And not knowing that, shame on you if you don't know that kind of thing. And
especially if you're going to come out with this breaking news onto news channels and stuff, you can't know something this simple.
Well, no, okay, it's simple for me, it's simple for you, but the folks in the chat, some of them are saying, "Well, I never knew that." Okay, so it's not simple to everybody.
Okay, but the people in the chat aren't going to go on Fox News and claim it's some big UFOs flying around in the sky.
If they saw something in the sky and they recorded it with their night vision equipment, they might want to. The whole point here is that not everybody digests how cameras work. They just point them in the sky, things happen, they say, wow, that was cool.
I know that, but if you're going to claim to be an authority, as Mr. Corbell has, you figure he would do his due diligence, looking at this before. It seems like he got the tape, he saw it 1 or 2 times, and then he automatically shipped it off and, started making a story out of it.
I think that what happened was he felt that the credibility of the military...
Military was smart with this, too, by the way.
No, listen, the fact that the military gave it to him, or he got it from the military, kind of enhanced the credibility for him. The problem is that when you look at who actually took the footage, it wasn't someone like me with 30 years of experience with night vision systems. and someone like you who's extremely experienced with cameras. It was someone who had probably a 6-week class and was qualifying for using the equipment in the military.
Yeah, but see, the cool thing is the military knew this, because notice they did not say that, yes, this is a UFO. The only thing they did is they said, yes, we confirm it was taken by the military. They never said it was a UFO. They never said that they caught something strange. That was all made up by either Corbell or whoever, gave it to them or whatever. The military came out and said, yeah, it's authentic. It's an authentic military video. We actually filmed this. They never said what it was.
That's not untrue. It's not untrue. It was an authentic military video.
True.
Yeah. But it certainly wasn't an authentic UFO.
But that's the way they ran with it.
I
just
know,
because
and
it was
you know
an
what?
authentic military
Having done, I still do this kind of work, but not at the same level, because they own you, and I used to have a fairly high clearance, and I got rid of it and exited the programs because I just felt like my time wasn't my own. They owned me. I couldn't be doing SkyTour LiveStream, by the way, if I had still had my clearance because of the stuff I've done in the past. So now that I'm out, I can. And the fact is, this program that they were doing, okay, whatever it was, it benefited from them trying to say to the public, or to pass on and allow to sink in and allow it to propagate, that this was something unknown. It benefited them.
Yeah.
Because of the program. Maybe they caught a new aircraft in the sky. And when it got out, they basically just said, well, he thinks it's UFO. Yeah, and I could almost see this, okay? Behind closed doors, somebody in the military said, all right, well, just, you know what? Let it go as a UFO. Let it become a UFO. Then it'll be footage that people will laugh at and not take seriously moving forward, and will be covered.
You know how I am. It bothers me when these stamps of just stupidity are put on ufology, because yes, I am a skeptic. I get that. I don't claim that there's not anything out there.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say there is without proof. And I like the fact, when you have that's why I like Stanton Freeman so good.
Stan was
because
great.
he did his due diligence when coming out with this stuff. And he would have been the first person to call this out, besides yourself, or, if they actually asked, an actual photo analysis, or analyst, or, whatever. But I don't like these stamps, because all it does is just make the ufology field seem like a bunch of dummies.
Yeah.
That's all it does. It's a black mark on it.
I like what Tara says in the chat. Don't be seen as silly. Do your due dilly.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah.
That's clever.
But this
Tara.
one seemed like a layup to do that. Like, it was a perfect layup, but it seemed like it was just, they wanted to get it out so much and be like the first to, do this, that they just disregarded all investigative portions of this. Like, I truly believe if he would have took this and said went to you, or went to Linda Moulton Howe, or somebody like that.
Well, he has come to me in the past. I don't know why we have talked. Whenever he sees me, when he saw me at a conference, he says, hey, Mark, hey, we talk, So it's like he knows me. We've talked before. He knows what I do. But, I just think that captured by the moment, he felt that the military was giving him something that to him was valid. Now, I can't fault him for not knowing the technical aspects of a night vision system. I don't know that he's ever had a night vision system.
No, I can't either. But I can fault him for jumping the gun and just taking off with it without doing any kind of investigation.
And I won't defend that part of it, because I think that he kind of did. He could have done better.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
could have done a lot better. Once again, I say this not as somebody that doesn't like Jeremy Corbell. I mean, I get it. I get what he's trying to do. But he has to realize the consequences of what he does when he jumps the ship like this. It puts a major black mark over ufology, and it just makes it look even more silly.
Well,
because it gives people another reason the next time something comes up to doubt anything, not only he says, but in general, the whole ufology community. It's just a big black check mark over it.
I do think it actually makes his credibility suffer just a bit.
Just a bit?
Yeah, I mean...
this is just a bit.
His credibility suffers. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
You know,
Like,
and I don't
once
like
you
it.
get to that third phase of moon, credibility, then you start suffering.
Yeah,
pretty
right.
well.
Exactly.
I mean, am I wrong here, chat? I mean, let us
No,
know. I mean,
you're
am
not.
I being too harsh about it,
You're
or
not
what?
wrong.
You guys let me know. Maybe I am. I don't know.
No, you're not wrong about this.
I mean, I could be. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I mean, this is just the way I see it.
Yeah.
Because I am a proponent of trying to find the truth, which is why we do what we do with the moon, which is why, we always have you on, and why whatever we catch on that moon stream, what's the first thing I do? I'm blowing up your Skype to check it out.
Yeah.
For either confirmation or another answer that might be involved.
Yeah, I mean, well, except for the times you say, don't tell them what it is. I want them to think it's a UFO. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't like when you do that, and I don't ever subscribe to that, but it's okay. I can understand how sometimes you do that.
Yeah. The whole 0 time that happens.
Exactly. Yes,
but,
I know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Now we do catch stuff on stream, and if I can't get a hold of you, some people want it isolated just to take a closer look at it.
Yeah.
And I will do the isolated videos just zoom it in.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll say but usually, I mean, I've renamed probably 10 or 12 videos so far of like objects that we call it.
Yeah. That
we later identified and were able, and you got to try to find some way to finagle that into the thing now.
Finagle that?
Yeah, that's what the heck is. Jesus.
What?
Shatner.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because the reason I've been putting up Shatner has to do with everything to do with what we're talking about.
Yeah.
When you think of him, what do you think of? As an actor, he is probably the greatest overactor.
Yeah.
I believe it. Right? I mean, instead of saying, I believe it, it's like, I do believe it. Spock, tell him,
We
can't
get over the bridge.
If we don't do it, we'll die. So, and I think that sometimes in the UFO community, people are taken by the subjective appearance of something, and they take it to the limit, and they basically push and push and push until they're like Shatner overacting, They're like Shatner overacting. It becomes silly,
Bob in chat asked if I ever seen anything truly unexplainable, and we've seen stuff. We knew it kind of was in orbit, like the Brawl UFO that we caught. That we were pretty sure it was off of something, but we couldn't identify it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we just can't identify. It might have been space junk. It might have been, it was, there's a lot of stuff we can't positively identify and actually name.
Yes.
Which and all of its form just makes it a UFO. I mean, we have to keep calling it a UFO because we don't know what it is. But other stuff we've identified. What was the other one that was really weird? The bow tie.
Yeah, I remember
that was
that.
One.
And not the V ship here coming in.
Well, we
over
could tell.
San
We could
Francisco.
tell when we looked at that those were actually in Earth's orbit.
Yeah.
They weren't close to the moon or anything.
Yeah, and if here's the thing we do. Okay, the first thing you do when you see something crossing the moon, okay, is you figure out how long it takes to cross a certain number of degrees of the moon, and usually we divide degrees into 60 minutes of arc per degree. Okay, so we find out how many of these minutes of arc it takes, it goes, and how long it takes to do it, and from that I can calculate the altitude of the satellite and its speed. And basically what you're looking for is to find out if what you calculate is something that falls within the range of an expected satellite. You're not trying to say this is definitely a satellite because its altitude is this and its speed is this. You're saying because its altitude is this and its speed is this, it could be a satellite. So you have to defer to the caution that it may very well be a satellite. So that's why I do the calculations. That's what I'm trying to show. I'm trying to show that it could be a satellite if the case. Now, if I do the calculation, okay, in my best Shatner, I find that it's going way too fast. Then
it's going
at
a remarkable speed.
Going at a remarkable speed, and I can't keep up with it. Okay, if that is what we see, then we know it can't be a satellite. All right, and so far, with everything that's happened, with everything I've seen, I haven't seen that.
Right, me neither.
I want to.
Well, our Graceland, and we've always said this, Mark, ever since we started, since before the days of even SkyTour LiveStream, was our moment is when we have something fly into the screen, stop, and then go
Another
90
direction.
degree in a different direction.
Exactly.
That's when we go take a step back and go, whoa, okay.
Oh,
Number one, if that's an orbit, that doesn't do that. Number two, we need to find out if it's in the atmosphere. Was it a bird? Usually birds don't stop mid-flight and turn the other direction. It can happen.
Hummingbirds do.
Some optical illusions that can make that happen. But you can also be able to tell if it is a bird.
I got a video of a hummingbird doing that.
Yeah.
And
so it's
crazy.
It's a very fine line, but truthfully, I mean, that's why me and Paul haven't really been streaming much, because we have so many hours and hours of moon footage. But once again, we're never going to catch anything unless we do those hours, and we just become so busy, doing other things that, sometimes you got to replenish the coffers to keep doing.
That's right.
Stuff that you want to do.
That's right.
And that's what we've been doing. Because as you know, I mean, Paul has spent tens of thousands of dollars on all this equipment, and he's running an entire mall, and I have my own business that I got to worry about, and it gets me up all the time, running 7 days a week. So,
and as I do, I have my own business I'm running too, the visual effects company, right?
Yeah. And, so it's like sometimes we got to take a step back and we got to pad the coffers a little bit to give us, we are able to take the time to continue doing what we'd like to do.
That's right.
We just have to do what we have to do
That's
first.
Right.
I mean, it's nice to stream all the time, but you're not going to really make that much money off of YouTube.
No.
Unless you get, a 2.6 million, lunar eclipse.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that lunar eclipse that we had, oh dear God. Yeah.
Grandma?
That lunar eclipse was just beautiful that we had. Remember with the, where we actually caught the, meteor.
That's what I mean. I mean, you want to talk about chat streams. I mean, we had 68,068 people at one time watching.
That's great.
That's insane. And at the end, it all added up to like 2.6 million people viewed that stream, like all together. And Mark, you had what, like 1,000 subscribers at the time, and you were still there. With what was your total count on that stream?
25,000.
Yeah. So it's like,
and now we have 5,000 subscribers.
Right.
Which is crazy.
I like to hear that too, because you're starting that snowball effect. Even now, that snowball is still growing. It's going to keep growing.
Yeah. Well, look, I make no bones about it. Thanks to you and Paul, I'm streaming. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be streaming. I mean, this wouldn't have ever happened. I got the bug when I started to see how people responded to what you were doing with the moon.
Right.
And I thought, wow, well, who does deep sky streams?
Exactly.
Nobody.
And it just so happened with doing that, since we were doing the moon and the planets, Bill was doing mostly meteor showers. I mean, Bill used to do his telescope as well, but he kind of got out of that.
Yeah.
So it was perfect that Bill was doing the wide field stuff, and then all of a sudden Mark comes along, and he's a perfect guy you need for the deep sky stuff because he is an astronomer. Boom, and then you have Astro Imaging Live as well.
Yeah, it was great. Hey, one man.
I do want to bring Ray in at some point, though, man. I think he can fill the gaps between all of us when we're not online. Ray's astrophotography. If anybody hasn't checked him out on YouTube, he's great. He's great.
Yeah.
He's in Texas, I think.
And there's some guys that I just would not want to bring in.
No.
Because they're just silly, They don't even self-serving, and they actually they don't do the diligence.
Yeah, and they're usually the guys that are claiming that like clouds are on the moon, or zooming in past the diffraction limit.
Look, it's green.
They think,
It's
green.
Look,
there's little UFOs flying around, not realizing there's something called a floating pixel. When you go past diffraction limit, your camera can't make sense of the image, so it starts.
Yeah, exactly.
Moving things around. I mean, it's just simple stuff like that. If you don't understand simple stuff like that, then don't even bother. But
I agree.
Ray, everything I've seen of Ray's photography, he's great. I mean, he has the equipment. He's dedicated to it. His imaging is fantastic.
Yep.
He teaches a lot. He's starting to get into teaching on his channel a lot, with teaching people how to adjust their telescopes and cameras, and teaching you how to do it cheaply as well. Like you don't need these big giant telescopes. Everybody thinks like they need this big 11, 14-inch Celestron. You can get a 6 SE Celestron or an 8 SE and do just as well.
I've actually been consulting with a lot of people that are getting their first telescopes. They want to know what to get, and I've been actually recommending the Celestron 6 SE.
That's the one I always recommend. Yeah, I
Yeah.
even tell some people, like, if they really want to save money, they can go down to a 5 or even a 4. You know, especially because I ask them, number one, what they're going to be looking at.
Yeah.
You know, and if they say they want to look mostly at the moon and planets, I'm like, you can go 4 or 5 SE, you're fine.
Yep.
You know, that's more than enough. You can get lenses, you can get the camera adapters.
That's right.
You're more than enough there. You know, but yeah, you don't have to go out getting these big $4,000 or $5,000 telescopes. You know,
No.
Work your way up. Start yourself with a nice. I mean, truthfully, if I were just getting into it now, I would get a refractor first, especially if I was doing the moon and planets and stuff, because they give the best images.
They give the best image. Yeah.
You know.
That's right.
But
they give the best image. Yep.
Yeah, see, he started with a Nikon P900, and those are great as well if you're just going to look at the moon and stuff like that, because the post-processing is really good. You can actually take those images into a computer program and actually zoom in with pretty good detail.
Yeah.
Streaming-wise, the P900 is horrible for streaming because I think even if you hook it to a card, you're only allowed to do like 15 minutes before it shuts itself off.
Yeah,
I think the P1000 is a little bit better, but the 900
Yeah, I have a P900. You know, it's nice. And if I hear that people have a certain camera that's performing well for them, I'll turn around and I'll get it if I can, or I'll borrow one and I'll do tests and figure out how they work, you know, and make sure that they're getting the results that are the best that they could get. If I feel that there might be a better way, then I offer it up to them. You know, the P900.
Well, look at Bill.
I used to think about the P900, right, as being a great way to go. Until I tried to actually do live streaming with it, and as you know, you can't. And so that precluded me from ever doing that, you know.
But that P900 for doing birds is great. That's the one that took that shot of Devil's Tower that you saw, zooming in. You know, that was all the way down to the campground, me zooming in on, you know, where that break mark is. And, you know, I mean, it's a really, really good camera for far away stuff. It's good for, I wouldn't call it the best for astrophotography unless you're doing the moon, because it does have its own little moon settings and stuff like that.
And one man, it's also not good for the sun.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
well, even though I did make my own filter, my own solar filter for it, and it worked. Yeah. You know, but it's not the best for it.
If you put a filter at the front of the lens, that's fine. Okay, but if you are trying to filter at the back end, like with a solar filter going into the camera to the sensor, but letting it go through the lens, that sunlight is getting like a magnifying glass on the ground, right? You remember when you were little, your magnifying glass that makes a really sharp point and it can burn you? Think of that going on inside your lens system. So inside the lens are plastic baffles and rings, and those plastic baffles and rings are going to melt.
Yeah, they get
P900,
warm.
you can't take the lens off. So it's gonna melt.
The P1000, I heard it improved a lot of that stuff, including for streaming and stuff. But the 900 is just a good camera to have if you're going, you know, you want to see stuff far away.
Right, we got the P900 and you know the Sony A7S II, Nikon D90, Nikon D60, couple other Nikons, and then I have a few dedicated night vision systems, including the latest one is the Aurora.
I'll tell you what. Let's hold on. Let's answer Bob real quick because I don't want to make him think we forgot about him. He said, "Have either of you had a UFO sighting in person? Not something on a stream or in a photo, but an actual personal experience you couldn't explain." Yes,
I can talk to that right away. I've never ever seen something I can't understand or can't explain, and that doesn't mean I'm somebody special. It means I've just never seen one until this last trip. I was staying there with a police officer who is Marianne Robb, who's left the chat. But we were in the backyard where it's not dark in her backyard, but there's no lights on us. And she saw it first. She saw this slow-moving object that was illuminated, moving across. It looked like the neighborhood, just a couple houses away. And it started to move from right. It was moving from right to left. And it was 3 objects that were clustered together. My first thought was, oh, someone's having a party and those are balloons that got loose. Okay? Well, it's dark out. And I'm watching now these objects move across. And what I noticed was that the objects were passing by streetlights, but the light on the objects wasn't changing, which meant that the objects were farther away and bigger, because they could be small objects up close or larger objects farther away and look the same size. Okay? And so they had to be farther away. And they were approaching a roof of a house. There was a slope of a house, and these three things were moving toward the house. And I thought, oh, they're going to bounce off the roof because they're balloons. That's what I was testing as a theory. Well, they went behind the roof, and they emerged from the other side. And that's when Marianne said, let's get in the car. We got to go follow these. So we actually got in her car and went racing around the neighborhood to where they were coming out. And one thing we noticed that was this: you can't see without blocking lights out. You couldn't see these without blocking the lights out. In her backyard, where there's the walls and there was no direct lighting, you could make them out. But outside those walls, out on the city street, you simply couldn't see them. So they were actually very dim. But the thing that really made them strange for me was that they were far away and were much larger than I thought. Because I did my test. They should have bounced off the roof if they were balloons. If they were big Mylar balloons, they would have bounced off the roof. Because the roof of the...
Off the what?
The roof. The house was 250 feet away. All right? And these should have bounced off the roof. But they didn't. They went behind the house, which meant that they were even larger than I thought a balloon could be. Typical balloons. So, the other thing that happened was, as they were passing other lighting, the light did not change on the surface. It stayed with the same lighting on the surface of these balloon things. Okay, if that's what they were, the light should have, like, you should have seen a hot spot for street lights as it was moving by the street lights. You'd see a hot spot moving along the balloon for this light. You'd see it reflected in the balloon, in other words. Didn't see that. So we were really quite perplexed. I, for the first time in my adult life, was perplexed. I couldn't understand what I was looking at. You know, so that was my sighting, and it only happened just recently with Marianne. She actually saw it too.
And you know what's crazy?
You didn't see the same thing?
Mine, I haven't. I had a little experience actually on my way back from Marianne's. Coming over the hill to Albuquerque, New Mexico. There were three lights actually going in a circle. And I looked over and I seen them, and all of a sudden they just darted off.
You had seen them?
I saw when I came up over the hill to Albuquerque.
Saw them.
Albuquerque. Easy, they're rough.
You didn't seen them. You saw them.
No, I seen them.
Yeah.
Then I
them
saw
is
them.
Not proper. You saw them.
And
I had seen them as proper.
And there were three. Like they were just kind of going around in a circle.
Yeah.
But a wide circle. You know, probably maybe a mile diameter, maybe.
Yeah.
And I was watching them as I was coming down the road, and they were over. I'm guessing. Let me see. That road is east to west, so it would have been South Albuquerque. And they were kind of just going around in a circle, and all of a sudden, one of them shot off straight, and the other two just followed, and they were gone like that.
Wow.
Now I can't explain what they were. I don't know if they were, some kind of, there. I mean, there might be some explanations for it, but I couldn't find any.
Okay. Anna,
that's it.
Anna, tell us what show. Plug your show. You said you did your first or second live show on KGRA. Tell us what the show was. Tell me what your show is.
Yeah, fill us in, Anna.
Come on, man. You can.
I don't think yeah.
You're more than.
Have I ever
more
met
than happy to hear
Anna?
it.
I don't think I have.
I don't think so.
What shows is Anna part of?
She's gonna tell you.
Oh, you don't know?
I don't.
Okay.
That's what I'm asking her. Well, tell us the show, Anna. Don't tell me the whale joke. Tell us the show.
Yeah, tell us what shows, man.
What show did you do on KGRA? I'd like to know. You got people listening.
So we can see and saw it.
See what?
So we can see and saw it. Seesaw.
Still has a whale joke. Okay. Anyway, while waiting for that,
Okay, the Texas Moon Fawn director.
Steve? That was Steve Hudgens?
Steve Hudgens. Well, you got to remember, you're probably on normal latency, aren't you? So we're probably 30 seconds. They're probably 30 seconds
Yeah,
behind
yeah.
us.
Actually, I don't know if I'm on normal latency.
Yeah, I think you are because I'm looking at YouTube and you're way behind.
Okay.
You should really fix that actually in the future.
How do I do
Go
that?
in short, low latency.
I thought I did.
No, because I'm looking at. Well, you don't have a clock on cam, so I can tell you how far behind you are. But
Okay.
Actually, yeah.
Oh wait, where'd the clock go?
I don't know.
Oh, I should have had the clock. Should have been there.
Is it hidden behind me?
Wait.
Maybe.
No, you know what? I know why. Because it's on this particular screen.
Oh, okay.
And I'm
so you got
on...
2350 on the Skype, and I'll let you know when it pops up.
Okay.
On the YouTube.
There you go.
Chuck Stansberg.
Okay, yeah, I saw that. Yeah. By the way,
cool.
See this object right here? This is the Elephant's Trunk Nebula. Okay, it is a beautiful object, and we imaged that here in Connecticut under relatively light polluted skies. When we image it again from our new site, it's going to be night and day. It's really going to be night and day. It's
Hold on, Mark. Go back to your screen with the clock, just so I can.
Okay.
Oh, now it went off screen again. Darn it!
What did you do?
What are you doing? Okay, 23. Yeah, you're about a minute behind.
A minute.
Yeah, that's a pretty long latency going on.
I didn't do that.
Most about 45 seconds.
I don't know why it's like that.
Well, we'll fix it for Friday.
Yeah, we will. Yeah. Okay, Anna. Thank you. What's your whale joke, Anna? You can tell your whale joke. As long as it's clean.
Well, did I ever tell you the time I tried to suntan on the beach? Some guy named Raul came up, tried to put a flag in my butt and claim me for Spain. Started telling people to put water in my blowhole. That was kind of embarrassing.
Ay.
Thought I was beached, he did.
Yeah.
But man, I'm half the man I used to be.
Well, whales have been helpful, and I will show you an example of how whales have been helpful, Keith.
Absolutely.
All right. So I have an image coming up that's going to show you how whales can actually save the day. Are you ready for this? Speaking of whales.
I'm scared.
Yeah. And so you should be.
Why do I look so
You
pale?
should be scared, number one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll show you in a second here. Whale joke's coming, okay. Yeah, so here's what whales look like when they're actually saving people. That's a train that went off the rails, saved by the flukes of a whale statue. Keith, what are you doing?
Adjusting.
You're like way out in Neverland there. But that's actually what it looks
just
like.
looking. There we go.
See, that's what it looks like when a whale saves people.
Yeah.
Train
I've
sitting
seen
on that
picture
whale
before.
fluke.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy? Save their lives. So
True.
whales do help people.
Yep. Help that one anyway.
Yeah, it did.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Roger that. Yep.
So, Tara, do you have anything that you have to do where you're going to be taking off on us as well? Because what is it out there? Okay, it's midnight here, so what is 3 hours difference, right? So, what? 9 o'clock there? Because I think like Marianne goes to bed at like 4 in the afternoon, right?
She's in bed at 2 p.m.,
Yeah,
No.
she's an
She's
early one.
six-
I don't blame her though.
6 p.m. She has to be up at 3.
Oh, well.
Be ready for her morning briefing at 5 a.m., in uniform, in the police station.
Yeah, she was talking about retiring this year, I think.
Yeah. Okay, Anna's joke. 3 fellows in the bar hear 3 ladies with an accent. One guy goes over and asks, "You girls from Scotland?" "Wales," she yells. "Wales." "Sorry," he says. "Are you Wales from Scotland?" That's actually funny. That's pretty funny. Thanks, Anna. That was a goodie. That was a goodie. I've heard
Yeah,
it
I should
before.
really learn some more jokes besides the dirty ones.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I do got some good dirty ones, though.
You do got some?
I do got some.
You get them from the roof?
Got them from the roof. Screaming them from the roof.
All right. Let's take a look at the observatory site.
Yeah, you said you had a star camera out there, right? All sky.
Yeah, I'll show you the all sky. Yeah. Okay. Well, here is. Here we go. Okay, this is the. There you go. This is the current view out there. The observatory.
By the
is
way,
right
that in the
there.
foreground is a cactus.
That's right, with a flowering saguaro. Yeah. Yeah. And this is the night vision system that is set up right now. This is a pan and tilt camera, so I can actually pan and tilt it, but I'm not going to do that now. So if we come back, one thing I want to show you, though, is now the all sky. The all sky is just looking really pretty. And let's go out and bring that in. Well, first off, let me see if I can. Okay, here we go. So this is our current site out here. This is the computer. I'm in Connecticut right now, but I'm running the telescope camera. The all sky camera out in the building in Arizona right now.
This is what we call remote access.
This is a remote system, and it's going to be a 24-second exposure.
See you later, Charles. Have a good night, man.
Oh, Charles is heading out.
Yep.
I didn't see that. Good to see you, Charles. Thanks for coming, man. Haven't seen you for a while, and you haven't seen me for a while.
Is Charles going to Pine Bush?
Oh, I don't know. I hope so.
He's going to carpool with Ronald?
Don't know. Oh, here's our current all sky. See that light right there?
Okay.
That's from the camera that I had on. This camera right here. So I'm going to cut it out. And then the next photo, or maybe the one after that, will have a dark sky again. We actually caught some beautiful satellites, and I put these all in the nightly movies. I have them all, so we'll make a compendium.
What is it set at? One picture every what?
24 seconds, but it's actually the most important thing for you to notice is right out here. This little faint line right here.
Mm-hmm.
When the next picture comes up, let's see if this goes away. If not, it'll go away the next shot. But you have to see what's here. That right there, that's what I posted about on Facebook. This is the light pollution in our solar system. This is
isn't like
zodiacal
Phoenix
light
90 or 100 miles away?
No, this is in the solar system. This is the disk of the solar system right here, the ecliptic.
I know, but I'm saying, like, isn't from where this is, isn't Phoenix like 90 or 100 miles away?
Oh, no, it's actually 65.
Okay. Oh, yeah, because Marianne's not that far. She's in Mesa.
Well, that's an hour and a half.
No. I was in Phoenix in 45
hour and a half
minutes.
from the observatory, yeah.
Oh, from the observatory. I'm saying from Marianne's to Phoenix was only 45 minutes.
Yeah, when you look at this image, again, let me give you some example here, okay? Here's the Big Dipper right here. See it? Here's the tail of the Big Dipper. Here's the ladle of the Big Dipper right here.
There we go.
And these two end stars point to the North Star. There it is.
Yep.
And so that's north right down here. South
you
is
should
right
actually
there.
label that for people.
And you have to understand that when this is going out, I have the labels on there already.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's on the one that's actually saved and made into the movie.
Cool.
Okay, and this is east. This is the direction of Phoenix, and you can see the Phoenix lights. Not the same ones that everyone talks about, but the lights of the city are right here. And then out here, it's really, really dark. When clouds come in from here to about here, they show up as dark areas in the sky. And this right here is the zodiacal light, the light of the vestigial remnants of dust in our solar system from the formation. And This is something that you don't get to see.
Space dust.
Space dust. Yes, it's space dust. Okay, and there it be. And it's really something to see this stuff.
And hello, Tim.
Yes, and Tim F is back. He's been here since the beginning, I believe.
I don't think so.
Yes, he has.
Has he?
Yes, he has.
Oh, he might have been. He might have been.
I know he was. I talked to him already.
Oh.
You didn't.
Must have missed him. Unless he left and came back again.
No.
I just saw Carol was saying hi to him, so maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he was away for a little while. That's all.
So this is the current All Sky, and nothing's missed because it takes a 24-second exposure and immediately takes another one right after, so you don't miss a thing. We catch every meteor, every satellite, and then when I put it into a movie, you actually end up seeing all of it, which is really amazing,
Can you zoom this at all, or is it just a stagnant cam with its fisheye?
Yeah, the camera is stagnant, but you can actually zoom the image, okay, if you want,
Well, let's just say you decide to want to just leave this on as a stream.
You can. I
don't know why you're not actually. Let this thing run for 6 hours a night when it gets dark.
Well, I could, and people just see this,
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Well, I want them to actually see. Well, I could actually do that. I could show them the final product.
I would label it Arizona Skycam and let them watch live.
Yeah, I could do that.
Just put the information on screen that it's taken every 24 seconds.
Yeah.
If they see anything, they can mark them down. Very interactive.
It's marked on the screen. I'll give you an example of actually what it does.
Beautiful insomniacs love that kind of stuff.
I know it. I knowed it. Now, let me just move this out of the way here for a second. I want to go out to the directory where I am keeping all of these images that are coming in. All right, so in the image conversions folder, I'm going to show you that too, by the way, so you can see that. So
sure.
right now, I'm doing, this folder's empty. I'm not sure where those are going. I'll have to figure that out. Yeah, it's all right. Okay.
There's something on the cam. It's the Borg.
I don't believe he talks like that. So here's an example of, this is an AVI, and in this AVI you can actually see the labeling on this, so you can actually catch this, right? See, it says up at the top, SkyTour LiveStream West, All Sky Cam, down below the date and the exact time of the shot, and then the exposure, 22 seconds. Now, there's a movie. Now, if you noticed, you can actually see satellites hidden through. The stars are gently moving from, to the left side. You can actually watch the progression. It's really pretty. It is the Earth, and I don't see how anyone couldn't find this exciting. Know what I mean? I sir. I know what you mean.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. Yes. And then I used the light there for a minute when I looked at the scene just to check on things.
So if you did it, how low can you set it? Is there a reason you have it at 22, 24 seconds?
That seems to be a good setting.
Yeah, it makes everything kind of pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good enough, and I actually set the image processing settings as well.
Gotcha.
Sometimes clouds come through, and it looks really pretty as they go streaming across the sky.
Mm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So as you can see, okay, now down around the north, there's a satellite went through over the top. Planes come through, satellites go through. Now to the lower right, you can see the Milky Way coming up, and that's going to continue. And when that comes up over the top, you're going to actually see that it's really, really bright.
And remember, people, you're looking at south is down.
That's
ish.
north, actually.
Wait, north is down.
South is
yes.
at the top.
South is up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything is backwards.
Yeah, I should inquire about how I can flip it around, and I'm sure that there's a way.
It would just be a turn, wouldn't it? Or let me see, SkyCam.
I might have a way to turn it all around, but you got to understand the next thing I'm doing is I'm also coordinating how to put a star overlay on here so that all the stars will be labeled.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I've done it. I've tried it, and I'm working with the guy that wrote the software. That was a meteor that just was in the lower.
If there's a way to do it, you should do it as a side by side, so they have the clear view.
Yes, I know. That's the problem I have.
In the one side, and then the labeled in the other.
Yeah, I don't have. There's no way to do that right now. That's.
Well, we were working with Scott from Astronomy Live, trying to figure out how to do a live label. What it would do is it takes all the known information about moon craters and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was going to build something for OBS that as soon as I clicked it, it would read the screen and actually find everything, no matter which direction it was in, and actually label all the craters.
That's cool.
And it's a little bit of an undertaking. And the last I heard from, I think it was back in November, he was getting there. It was just having problems with certain areas, like craters that were very similar.
Yeah.
So we had to find like the slightest things with them, actually go in and manually program them for that crater to look for those individual markers. Because it went down pretty small. I think we were doing everything that was less than, I think, we went everything bigger than 5 miles across was going to be labeled.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty heavy duty undertaking, especially when you're doing like a wide field, full moon.
Sure.
Cam, but then actually having it adapt to the 9.25 as well, like when you're zoomed to look for all those markers and be able to label that crater. It's an undertaking. It's a pretty big add-on for OBS, but he thinks he can do it.
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, and I'll send that. If we do, I'll send that plugin over to you so you have it as well.
Awesome. Here's the Milky Way now. This is the Milky Way at 22 seconds from the site. You can see that it's really quite stunning. And so I think that this goes another satellite across the screen. And you're going to start to see the screen getting lighter. If you look in the lower left, you'll see it's 4 o'clock in the morning now. And you'll see the light of day is coming from down toward the southern horizon, or the northern horizon, northeastern horizon. And then daytime
That's kind of cool how the Milky Way almost hits center as the sun rises.
Yeah, well, that's at this current point. Yeah, exactly. It's about 4 in the morning when the Milky Way is overhead. And then of course I stopped it at that point. But
how cool would it be to go like infrared during the daytime?
Infrared's not going to really show you too much, because infrared is interesting, but unless you're above most of the atmosphere, the infrared's not going to help you with stellar stuff at all.
UV? No, I'm just saying for like sky objects, like something like be nice like if you went UV to find heat signatures and stuff.
Yeah, you can see bats and insects and possibly, but in a hot desert, everything shows up in the UV pretty brightly.
Right.
I'm sorry, IR in the infrared. So you have to consider that too.
I still think to find a way to use a thermal cam, I think would be awesome.
Well, it's
just so hard.
I flew the thermal drone right out here at this site. And what I could actually do, and you fly at night, I found water, underground. I found underwater aquifers because I could find areas where the desert was cooler and literally follow them like a path. And that was underground water that was circulating, and that was moving through a path underground that you could not see.
Wait, so you're telling me we could have a moat?
Yeah, I guess we can have a moat.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
That's all I want is a moat.
I know. It's all you want is a moat. All I want for Christmas is my big fat moat.
I would. I'd sit out there in like a little inflatable raft.
Yeah, right.
Floating around in circles.
Yes, and you sit there going, stand and deliver. What?
Why that Raoul guy tries to throw water in my blowhole.
Oh, you are just such a little...
He's beached in the desert.
Beached in the desert he is.
Hey, they have found whales in the desert for some reason.
I am aware of the whales in the desert, yes.
That's quite interesting, isn't it?
Yes, and you know why that's the case, right?
No, not really. I mean, I was listening to Linda Howe, trying to figure it out, and she really had no explanation because this is like recently.
Yeah, well, I don't think that.
I don't think a pigeon's picking up a whale, and
Yeah, no, I think that really what you're talking about here is, when you're looking at something like a whale, you have to understand that the whale wasn't in a desert. The whale was in an ocean. Okay, so then you have to figure out how did the ocean get into the desert, or how did the ocean become a desert, and that actually makes it more clear when you actually
No, this is what we're talking about. Is they're actually fresh carcasses, like in the desert, like they were just put there within a couple days.
A couple days of fresh whale.
Yeah,
in the middle of the desert?
I mean, there was still meat on it and everything.
Oh well, I don't know about that. That's
These
pretty
beluga
cool.
whales.
That's pretty cool sounding.
Right, and I was listening to Linda Howe talking about it, and they really had no explanation about how these whales. There was like 2 or 3 of them that got into the. I want to say Gobi, but it wasn't. But yeah, they still had meat on it, and they were found by local people.
Well, that's.
They have no idea how they got there.
Yeah, I mean, lest we deny the creativity of humans, okay?
True. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying that's a long way to take a whale just to throw it out in the middle of a desert. You know what I mean?
Yeah, unless they did it for a different reason.
No parts missing.
Yeah, it could have been a different reason.
Except for holes. They had holes in them. Which, of
Interesting.
course, everybody automatically goes to aliens, picking up, whales and just dropping them off, wherever. Just dump them out of the, airlock.
Yeah.
But, you never know. But it's still a Sharknado.
Whale NATO.
Yeah.
And Tara says, I never thought I'd see whales fly. Yeah, well, we know pigs can fly, so it's only a matter of time before whales start flying. Okay.
You remember when they blew
see the light on here?
Blew them whales up on the beach?
Yeah,
they blew it up
remember
with dynamite trying to get it unbeached.
Yeah.
And they covered everybody in whale guts.
Yeah. See, the light just came on. So what that's telling me is that the property owner is now examining the camera and looking at the camera.
So this is when you should send a text and say, hey, just letting you know, I'm controlling the light.
No, it's okay. He'll turn it off. That's an infrared light we're seeing. So the camera's actually already seeing into the infrared. See, there it goes. Right. So, yeah, but see, like, you can see that beautiful zodiacal light over there. When I saw that, I saw it with my eye, and I was going, what is that? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm not remembering that it's spring, okay, when I was out there. And in the spring is when you'll see this,
Right.
So, yeah, it's pretty crazy, and really, and just awesome, actually, in general. So I think that's pretty cool.
Anybody else want to talk about anything they read or seen or done? Doesn't have to be space related. We're just here to hang out with you all tonight.
Yeah, we're just hanging out. This is sort of a return to broadcasting for SkyTour LiveStream anyway, because
we're testing it out to make sure we still know how it works.
Yeah, exactly right.
Because things seem to be changing.
Well, a lot has changed at the observatory end because everything that I did, all the programs I used to control the cameras and everything, is all changing for the better. And get this, there's something else for you guys. From now on, as we're acquiring imagery, we're going to be doing live stacking. We're going to be able to stack the images as we're taking them. So you're going to actually watch these nebulae faint at first, get brighter and brighter and brighter through the course of a minute or two. It's really going to be just amazing.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Live stacking is actually something I've been looking forward to doing, and now we're going to.
Right?
Yes. Now we have the opportunity.
So when do you think, just a ballpark date of when you think the telescopes will be all up and ready and running?
Well, let's see. I go out there May 21st,
Mm-hmm.
and I go to Tucson on the 22nd. and I'll be going with Marianne and Tara. They're both coming. And we're going to test out the systems there in the warehouse in the back, set everything up, and then we're going to disassemble, pack, assuming everything works, and bring it all the way up and install it out in the observatory again.
Nice.
Yep. And I will be going live. Oh, if all goes well, I'll be going live by the 24th. Maybe
Nice.
the 25th.
You know what's crazy? This will be the first year that I have not celebrated my birthday in Pine Bush in 3 years.
Are you not coming to Pine Bush?
Well, Pine Bush is until Labor Day this year.
September, right?
Yeah, because remember, it's usually in May. It's usually right my birthday week.
Yeah, and since there's a return to normalcy coming, I'll be speaking at Pine Bush. And then right after Pine Bush is over, I'm being taken to Arizona, where I'm going to be speaking at the UFO Congress. You know,
Ooh.
and then after the UFO Congress, in November, I'll be teaching as part of the MUFON boot camp.
Oh, you're doing a boot camp again?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. So that'll be kind of fun, you know. And in
Right.
between now and let's see, this trip in May is going to be a week or two, and then between now and September, I will probably be in Arizona at least another time, maybe two, because there's a couple things I want to do. As you know, there is room for 3 piers in this building. This
Right.
pier is going to have our wider angle instrument on it now that's going to be able to do the beautiful panoramas of the Milky Way and large nebulae. Okay, that's what this one is being assigned to. But I do want to put one out there, a refractor, on what's called a GEM, a German equatorial mount, computer-controlled mount. And I want that one to actually be something that can do imagery of both planets and planetary nebulae and smaller nebulae. And if we don't do it with like a refractor, then I want to get another Schmidt-Cassegrain telescope like the one we have, just not the same make.
If there were, okay, let's say you have your scope in there. Paul puts his scope in as the 3rd pier.
Yeah.
Do you think there's still room in there yet to put a floor-mounted Dobson?
No.
No.
Not even close. Because the Dobsonian takes up a lot of swing room.
Mm-hmm.
The way it's designed, it's like a giant mortar,
Right.
you know, and that takes up a lot of room. You'd actually have to use only the Dob in there. It's an 11-foot square building, but you know, you would need a Dobsonian to have most of that room, and it would still be cut off by some of the elevations, you know.
Right.
Yeah, it would have to sit up really, really high. So that's what we're going to do. And I think the other thing we can do, which is sort of sensible, is to, I'll just maximize this while we're here, right? One of the things to do, I think, is to take the telescope that on the 2nd pier, and as I said, it could just be like a Celestron mounted on that 2nd pier that is automated and used in the same way as the first scope. But I want to be able to show both images. So, for instance, we'll do a wide-angle shot of the same region and then show the close-up shot of the same region, so people can see what we're looking at in more detail. I can tell you that's going to be great. And by the way, I'm also looking at Southern Hemisphere as well. We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
I do have friends in Australia.
Site for it.
I have friends in Australia, and I'm thinking, boy, oh boy, you know, maybe.
Right.
I
wonder if we can have any friends in Antarctica that can just stick one outside for us.
Oh gosh, The most unforgiving place to put a telescope in the world.
Yeah, but how cool would that be?
It'd be cool, all right. It'd be
Have a
25
protected
below zero
dome.
on a warm day.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah,
whenever.
temperatures of 100 below zero just kind of out of the question.
Yeah, put a little electric heater in there with it.
Yeah, right. That won't disrupt any images.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good for the computer stuff, but it'd be great for the telescope.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure.
I'd freeze the gears a little bit.
You think?
That's why you got to use some good old grease.
Yeah.
Some of that red tacky.
I don't know even if that'll work, to be honest with you. I'm not sure that would work.
It's good to minus 100 degrees Celsius, so.
Is it?
Yeah. That red and tacky stuff from, what you call it, is some pretty high grade stuff.
Wow, okay. Well, that's
They use
possible.
that on a lot of stuff that holds like nitrogen tanks and stuff.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Allows them to be lubed.
When you were what?
I said it allows them to be lubed
Okay.
without freezing.
All right.
Red and tacky.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Never heard that before.
That's a type of grease.
All right.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to do the same thing here.
I'm still waiting for some topic discussions to come up in chat, and I haven't seen any.
Well, everybody's, they're, just sort of hanging out, They're just hanging out. They're not.
Mr. Hobbs. Reese Hobbs. He's got that booming voice.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He is the man.
Old Race. I couldn't even get my voice to do that if I tried.
Well, I know, but that's Race,
Hey, Mark.
Hey, brother. Hey, brother.
Mark Antonio.
No, that doesn't cut it, man.
No, you gotta have that southern drawl to it. Just doesn't work.
I know it. You're right, brother. There we go. See, now we're here and we're actually watching the live performance of the night sky. And then there's Keith.
And there we go.
Yep.
Ba-da-ba-da-boom. How do I do? For some reason, I've seen Anna somewhere before, but I don't know where.
Well, she'll tell you.
Maybe here. The name looks very familiar. But I can't put a... I know C&D boy. He's been in ours. I know Carol. Anahata, I don't think I know. I might. Definitely know Tara.
I know Anahata.
Anahata. Where's Anahata from?
Anahata 77? No, that's not for me to tell.
I'm just general area, like United States.
Well, her name's Bonnie, so you can ask her. You can ask her if she wants to share.
Well, you just gave me more information I was asking for. I was just asking for where.
I mentioned her name before. She actually sent me a very nice letter last year, I believe.
Yeah.
Which I still have. Yeah, and actually some really poignant observations. It was really good.
Gotcha. Tara said, Mark, can you explain again what we are looking at in the Milky Way shot, where the center of the galaxy is?
Oh, yeah. That's the Milky Way shot that you're wanting to see, Tara, is not here. It's actually in one of these other shots. I'll have to dig it out. But I'll do that for you, I think. The Milky Way is coming up later. It's not up yet. Okay, because it's not going to be up until, you'll see it around 1 in the morning about here, maybe 2 in the morning. Okay, however, it's 9:21 out there in the building, and it's actually past midnight here. So, we weren't intending to go all night long with this stream. This was meant to be sort of a test stream. Okay, Anna says she's in Canada.
Canada.
Right.
And you pronounce her last name Bone.
Yes, the L is silent.
The L is silent.
Yep. See, that L goes through its life saying, no one ever says me.
Right?
Yeah. That's great.
Oh, Canada.
Yes.
Something.
That's right. It's the only part I know as well.
Right?
Yeah. And if you listen to South Park, it's Stu Papa Duties, whatever, Yeah. And, of course, Danifan, or Amanda, our co-host on SkyTour Radio, Sunday nights from 6 to 8 p.m., is not with us tonight. I guess
she's from Nova Scotia.
Yeah, that's right. She's one of the Scotiers.
She's a Scotier.
Yep.
And it's from Ontario, Canada.
Yep.
Wait, where's Ontario? That's the east side, right? West side, east side.
No, it's just up there.
I don't know.
I'm in Canada. It's up there.
Where's Bobby from? Is Bobby from Canada too?
Bobby Burgess? I don't think so. I don't know where he's from. And he can tell you. Actually, that's a good thing. For those of you that are in the chat, tell us where you're from.
Yeah, it'd be nice to, just put like areas.
Yeah,
so we got Anna from Ontario. I am Keith from P&K Space Imaging. I'm from Pennsylvania, central Pennsylvania. Mark is sitting in Connecticut.
That's correct.
Carol, I believe, is in California.
Yes, she is.
I don't know many other ones. But I'm guessing C&D Boy's in Canada.
I believe he is.
Bobby's in Louisiana.
Okay.
Oh, so he's down there with the other guys, like Justin. Isn't Justin in Louisiana or something like that?
I don't know.
Mississippi. Tara's in Phoenix. Oh, so Tara, you're actually living in Phoenix. You're not in the Mesa area. You're in Phoenix, huh?
Well, she's like North Phoenix.
I just remember when I left Mary Ann's house, I took 17 all the way back up to 40.
Yeah.
And here I am thinking it's the short way. I didn't realize I had to go 117 miles up 17.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Well, I did it, because by the time I left her house, I think I left her house around 4. And Tara, you can help me out with that because I don't really remember. I was in Albuquerque by like midnight. I was ripping.
You were hoofing it.
I was.
Now, to answer Tara's question, this is the Milky Way as seen from our camera. This is south at the top, remember?
We got Mike C. in Minnesota. That's the same state as Ronald. Ronald is in Jeffers, Minnesota, which is like a little postage stamp.
It's a postage stamp, yes.
Weird Guys in Atlanta. I never knew that.
Well, let me answer. Let me finish answering Tara's question. See, she's asking about the Milky Way, right? This is the Sagittarius Milky Way. The south is up here. This is toward the center of our galaxy. Right there. Okay, so this is all a spiral arm that we're kind of looking at edge on. And we're in one area of the spiral arm that's actually kind of an offshoot, a little hook off of one of the main arms. And it's called the Orion Spur. It has different names, but we're there. And that's why the Orion stars are always so much brighter to us. That's why the Orion Nebula looks so bright to us. It's one of the closest ones to us because we are close to it in the galaxy. So it's pretty cool.
The what Tara just said, I don't know why I read it. Have you ever seen that skit on Saturday Night Live, The Californians?
No.
Oh, well, just the way she typed that out, it just reminded me of that skit. It's like, oh my God, I think you took the 202 to the 101, past the 51 to the 17 and to the 40.
You know what? And the 40 is out of flag and takes you through Winslow.
Yeah.
Everything she wrote, I understood.
Yeah, me too. Yep. Yeah, I did go around 202. Went around to 101, yes. Past the 51, yes. Up 17 to the 40. You got it. Up in the Flagstaff and then jotted it over from there.
I think that's what you did.
Yep. Cindy is from New York. That's awesome.
Cindy Murphy, hey there. Welcome. Good to see you again.
I'm guessing that's New York State because I'm pretty sure she would have said New York City if she was actually in the city. Delaware. Daisy and Zoe. Really, they're in Delaware. They're close to me.
What did Delaware to the ball? Idaho, Alaska.
What part of Delaware, if I may ask? Northern Delaware? Southern Delaware? Because usually I consider like anything south of Dover, southern Delaware.
Well, isn't everywhere in Delaware like north or south? I mean, it's
actually, if you go down 13,
so
it takes, or actually they have Route 1 now, which is like a highway. Actually, a highway they built going down through the center of Delaware. But yeah, like that's usually the way I take down to Virginia Beach if I have to go. I go down the 1. you know. But yeah, I consider everything south of Dover, southern Delaware, everything north, like Middletown, northern Delaware. But I'm actually only 20 minutes from the Delaware border.
Really?
Yeah, right up Wilmington. Like Wilmington's like 20 minutes south of me.
Wow.
I'm like in a cool metro area. Like I'm 45 minutes from Philadelphia, probably 40 minutes total from Wilmington, 4 hours from Pittsburgh. You know, about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours from New York City. Yeah, I'm kind of just dead smack. But I'm here in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, with the Amish. Poughkeepsie. I heard of that. And Daisy and Zoe. What is it like a dual account for those two? You never know which one's on?
Yeah, I don't know who is who.
Oh, okay.
They never tell me.
Are they like sisters or a couple or?
Ask them. I don't know.
Are you guys sisters or a couple or? It's very rare to see one account with two different names on it. That actually gets used. That's cool.
Yeah, they're good. They're wonderful people. They actually.
We do have somebody in P&K that's actually older ladies that are sisters that use the same account. I forget their names. It's very similar to like you guys, how you have the and it's both their names, but I think it's like Pam.
Okay.
Pam and Linda or something like that.
Oh.
I do know people that use like them. Like some people have dual accounts with their kids if their kids are underage. You know.
Yeah.
There's one guy that comes in that has his two daughters a lot, but they're underage, so he just has an account for all three of them that come in. Actually, he probably has been here. You know. He does kind of watch all three of them.
Very nice.
Ah, the mysterious Amethyst sisters. Yes.
Yeah. That's cute. I like
that. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, they're twins. Cool. Cool. I could say that's an absolute first. I don't know if any twins
Fraternal or identical?
Are they identical?
Cousin Lane.
And cousin Lane. Who's the young?
Yeah, Lane is the young girl that's.
Oh, so they're all girls.
I think so.
Lane as well. Okay.
Yeah, that's what sisters usually means.
That's freaking awesome. You know, dude, I know this sounds like really weird and maybe just totally stupid, but I love it when I see like younger females come into our streams and actually, you know, paying attention and learning. Because if there's one thing this field needs more of, it's women.
No doubt.
It's overrun by men, and the more and more you see like women getting into it, I'm so glad.
Yeah.
You know us, we're dudes. We mess everything up. You know.
Well, speak for yourself. I don't mess
well,
up.
that just younger people in general.
I don't mess it up. I tend to give everybody equal footing, you know.
Yeah.
I try.
Yeah.
I do. I
It's
try.
tough though. You know, it's tough to get into.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you, especially like any young people, really. Like that's why I always tell people if they, you know, start their kids young on space stuff, you know, you never know where they're going to go,
No,
what they're
you
going
don't.
to do with it.
You don't, and usually they can go pretty far.
Yeah.
You know? The field's wide open. So, and I love it. That's great. You know, I really appreciate all these people that come out here to hang with us because you guys make it all happen. You know, you really do.
Yeah. It's I don't know. It's just when encouraging the younger people to get into it is probably the best thing that we do. Even because we don't set our streams to 18 plus, we try to behave as best as we can. You know what I mean?
Okay.
On the
Let's say that sentence again, and guys, just remember the last like 2 hours with Keith here, and what you've been hearing. You know? Exactly.
Yeah, but that's that's all fun.
I think it's actually harmless stuff, but
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
If I didn't think it was harmless,
everybody likes
never be on there.
Especially if you hit them at just the right time.
Exactly.
You know, but yeah, we encourage people to get their kids into, like, if their kid is showing any interest in space whatsoever, man, you better foster that, because the United States is way behind other countries in science. You know,
Yeah.
and we're getting to a point now where our schools are going to turn to targeted learning instead of, you know, the broad-based learning system, which is what we all had pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're going to start doing targeted learning from the 8th grade on, which is if your kid's showing signs of excelling in certain things or want to do certain things, like say, you know, your kid gets to 8th grade and they're really good at science and they're showing a very good interest. Guess what their high school is going to be like? It's all going to be targeted towards science. You know, they're going to take away the phys ed and, you know.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that though. I mean,
It's
college is
I
where
can't
you.
say I do either, but I understand why certain things wouldn't be needed for certain paths. You know,
Yeah, I think.
I get that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't need sociology.
Right.
Okay. But am I more rounded for it? Absolutely. You know.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's good or bad.
You gotta
I'm
remember,
saying
you know,
I understand it.
High school,
You know,
you learn some basics in high school, and in college you learn how to learn.
Right.
And then what you do postgraduate is where you actually specialize and you move into your targeted zones. But you have to be well rounded. If you think about it, what's the point of someone who is going, say, for a PhD in astronomy who can't write in a complete sentence because he didn't have all those many classes in English in composition?
well, I don't think that's the path they're going. I think they're more or less going to go. Okay, well, you're showing an interest in astronomy. You're going to have the math classes that you need. You're going to have the writing classes that you need, or the reading comprehension that you need. They're going to take away woodshop and phys ed and stuff like that
But then
to
you
foster the learning narrative.
But then you get their version of what your science should be. You don't get to pick how you want to.
Well, no.
How you want to play
This is
your
all high
science
school
to
elective.
the
It's
into
not.
the world
It's not
that you live
forced
in.
upon you. It's not forced upon you. This is all. If they showing an interest in there, they're going to allow them to foster that interest.
Well, that's all
without
good.
without requiring, like, you know, because right now you have a graduation requirement for gym. They're going to make that an elective requirement. You know, somebody like a farmer.
Yes.
A farmer does not need to take, trigonometry, or, if they're going to be growing crops, they need to learn, biology and stuff like that. And, they're just going to foster to what it needs. And obviously leave electives if you want to learn about something, on the side. But I mean, I get what they're trying to do. It's going to be a little bit of obviously what they're doing now isn't really working, because this generation, especially this generation, is a hands-on generation. They're learning hands-on. They're learning computer hands. Like, most kids go into school already knowing the computer from having it at home.
Yes.
When they start kindergarten. It's a hands-on generation. So what they're doing is they're trying to foster that, with more hands-on stuff. Like in high school, if you want to learn about astronomy, there's going to be astronomy available for actually you to go take and actually go to observatories and work with astronomers instead of working with a biologist that's just teaching science for astronomy. You know what I mean?
And I mean,
Like
that's
they're broadening the base to give you that push you need towards something that you actually like.
I taught at a science center where we did exactly that. We had an academy where kids could come up and excel at the specific science that they wanted. I taught physics there. I taught astronomy there. I ran overnight groups for astronomy, teaching kids how to photograph with cameras and what to expect and how to do all that. I mean, but those groups are necessarily small to get that kind of individualized instruction. So we need a lot more other people out there who do the same kind of thing that I do in order to foster this in other kids.
Right.
And that's the problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, it's an uphill climb, but I mean, I get what they're trying to do. Whether it's feasible, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
But they also have, especially once again around here with farmers, they're thinking about allowing them to actually stop school at 8th grade and actually go working on the farm, because they think they would learn much more just by working the farm than being in school doing it. That's not saying they can't take like elective courses to broaden their education while they're farming, but there's half days, especially in harvest time or in the spring and planting season, that those times, especially for the bigger farms, they need the help.
Yeah.
And they can learn a lot more hands-on. Once again, it's all hands-on. Like if you want to take carpentry, guess what you're doing when you get in high school? You're doing half a day of actual real school and then leaving and going to the carpentry, and working for real carpenters, like apprenticeships. Once again, it's a tough to figure it out how to do it, but I think it'll be beneficial. But we might get to a society where you don't want to get to a society where you're prejudged on what you should be doing. I mean, it should always be based on what you want to do. What was that, Interstellar? We don't need more scientists. We need more farmers. You know what I mean? Like that whole scenario. So, who knows?
Wow.
It's a quarter one way, 2 times in the neck one other.
Oh, yeah. Exactly right. I get it.
Yeah.
I will say this. It is going to... It's time for me to end the stream. I'm going to have to go to bed early. I've got 3 Navy models I have to deliver tomorrow. All 3 are done, finally, so I have nothing left to do. But I really enjoyed hanging out with you, Keith, tonight. It was great.
I love it when you lie.
All of you folks here, thank you for coming along. It's really good to have your company. Nice to see you again. Nice to be back. And I will make this camera stream available to people so they'll actually have a stream they can watch for the All Sky Cam. It'll actually be a good test for the uplink speed. We do have Starlink at the site coming. We were approved for Starlink, and now we're just waiting. It's going to be another month or 2 for Starlink access to be there. Right now, we have 99.2% uptime with Starlink at the site, but we're using Viasat and we're using HughesNet at the site. We're using 2 satellite internet sites. Right now, we're hooked up to Viasat, which is a little faster than HughesNet, and it's supposedly designed so that when and if Viasat fails, HughesNet will take over, and vice versa. But right now, the Viasat site has been just about 100% uptime, so we're okay. And so this stream is coming live from the building out there in Arizona. So the imagery, other than me and Keith, are coming from that building. Keith and I are coming from our own respective streaming machines here.
Our huts.
Our huts. Your hut. You live in a little debris hut, and I live in my debris hut.
Yep.
Yes. And hey, just think, how would you like to live in this world that's out of focus all the time? I can't even see anything behind me. Even when you turn around, it's out of focus.
That's why I gave me a nice little background.
Yes, Randy.
Randy Marsh.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. At least we had a little
Integrity.
test.
Integrity Farms.
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, Anna. I don't know. I was thinking about maybe going live on P&K for a little bit, but it's already 1 o'clock in the morning.
It is, and I have to get to bed so I can deliver tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't blame you one bit. I mean, oh my God, we've been on for 3.5 hours already.
That's correct.
Sheesh. All right. Yeah, let's get out of here. But
No,
P&K later in the week, me and Mark will do a stream over there. Looking at the moon to see the new moon hits the 11th, which is tomorrow, right? Oh, yeah, today now. So today's the new moon. So actually, by this weekend, we should be getting a nighttime stream in towards the end of the week.
Right here, look at that. Right there. Guess what that is? That's a satellite.
Satellite.
Right. And so the next image will show the motion moving somewhere else. See, I try to go, and then something happens that makes me have to stay. Now I gotta wait for at least one more shot here. Oh. Well, that's interesting.
Hello, Isabella. I know Isabella too, I think.
Isabella is here. This is Isabella Melamed from Sofia, Bulgaria. How are you, Isabella?
Bulgaria. You know what? I need somebody in Bulgaria. I'm going to come visit Bulgaria. Give me some good places to stay when I'm in Bulgaria.
Isabella, you're a little bit late, yes, but don't worry about it. we're actually about to sign off.
Yeah, sorry.
We've been going for 2 hours, actually, and 49 minutes. I don't know why you said 3.5 hours. Maybe that's how long you and I were talking.
Yeah, I'm
Total.
going off the Skype clock. 3 hours and 28 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so guys, this again, the All Sky Cam here will be available. I'll make this available nightly as a stream, I think, so you'll be able to watch. Is there a way to tell a stream to stop automatically? Do you know?
No, I've been so out of the game. I don't even know how all this works anymore.
Oh my gosh.
All right, who in the chat is starting their own Hangout stream now? I'll go hang out there while Mark goes to bed. I can't be the only one that has a channel on here.
That's all right. Well, anyway, guys,
no, it's okay.
I'm going to head off here.
Get out of here, D'Antonio.
And I will definitely be back. Look at Keith. He's still Randy Marsh up there. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to.
That's okay.
I just had it off. I figured we were wrapping up.
Yeah, that's
show
it.
my ugly mug again.
Mark, just one more, D'Antonio. I know that's the way I roll. I don't know why.
Just one more.
It's so exciting, you know.
Yeah.
And just so you understand, okay, one last thing. One last thing. Okay, in this picture, this zodiacal light that you're seeing here, it really is pretty impressive to see this on one side of the image. And on this side of the image, 60, 70 miles away, you've got the lights of Phoenix. Any light usually precludes you from seeing this. But because this site is so dark that this little bit of extraneous light pollution doesn't show. The camera's sensitive, yes. So you see this pretty bright. But look how faint this is. It'd be so easy for this light to overwhelm this. Even a slightly worse sight than this this zodiacal light would be gone. Again, this is that remnant of the dust in our solar system left over in the disk of our solar system from formation, and it's being lit by the sun, and you can just see it being gently lit by the sun, usually in the spring after sunset in the west, okay, and then before dawn in the fall. So it's just beautiful. So the fact that we can see this shows the quality of this site right off the bat. Right. So better things are coming, good things are coming, and in just 10 days I'll be out there to do the actual install of our new equipment.
Doing space stuff.
Our space stuff, man. That's exactly right. So I guess, you remember my story about the space box that I got?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mark, go to bed.
I am. You remember the story about the space box? Well, I guess the observatory is essentially the new space box.
Sure.
It's just a manifestation of the space box once again.
Space
anyway, you guys, you have a good night, and we will be talking to you again. We will see you.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I put the YouTube link in there if anybody needs to subscribe to P&K for the end of the week, and I also put the Facebook on there because I do post on there when we're about to start streaming on YouTube. So awesome. If anybody needed those, they're in the chat. You can click them, like them, smack it up, flip it up, rub it down, oh no, whatever you want to do. And we also have our Facebook SkyTour LiveStream site as well, where you can see all our pictures, and you'll see images like this, actually, and discussion of the zodiacal light is up there and everything. Right. What was that for? What you laughing about? I ain't laughing. What you laughing about? Don't you laugh up there? Nope, never happened. Oh. Come on, man. That's coming down here. That's disgusting. All right, go to bed. Get out of here. Thanks, folks, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you later. We'll see you at the end of the week on P&K, and then eventually the week after that, or a week or two maybe, then Mark starts streaming from the West Coast, or west side of the country, I should say. It'll be the west side, yeah. Then we're really going to get into some stuff. Oh, yeah, definitely. Looking forward to that. You guys are awesome. So we'll be talking soon, and I will return probably with Keith. Whether I like it or not. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to return to the SkyTour LiveStream here on YouTube very shortly with live telescope cams from the Arizona desert. As well in P&K, we're going to be jumping into the live moon streams once again and the planets very shortly. That's right. So bring it on down and love every minute of it. That'll happen.
So we'll be out of here. I'm just trying to.
I have no idea what you're doing.
You don't have any idea what I'm doing? You know what I'm doing.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to stop the stream.
Wow.
It's been a while.
Let's see here.
Hmm.
Just stop it on. No, just stop feeding it through OBS. It'll stop, I think.
No. Not anymore.
No?
Nope.
Wow.
Not anymore.
We are behind in the times.
No. No, I mean,
While you try to figure that out, I'll sit here and do my radio voice to keep these people entertained.
That's funny. Actually, I think I know how to do this.
You have no idea whatsoever, sir. Ninth caller now, 1-800. What the? Oh.
No.
Did you get it? No.
Maybe not. Just a second.
My lord. See what I have to put up with, people?
I know, right? Okay.
Add the Facebook page.
I got it. I'm ready to do this.
Okay, get off.
Okay.
Bye. Take care.
Folks,
Take care now. Bye-bye then.
You guys have a good night, and I will be talking to you soon. See you later. Thanks, Keith.
That's how you sign off.
Okay. Good night, all.